Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery. And tonight we've got some regulars here, ever awesome regulars. So we got Clobbering Times, and we've got
Clobber
Dadman Walker.
away! Sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting for Clobby to say something. And Maddie's daddy might be able to join us tonight, but he's not sure. Maybe Courtney later. Whoever jumps in. No one's ever late here. But
Never late.
yep. I just want to
There
say
he
hi
is.
to.
Sorry about
He's
that.
here. Yep. I want to
Couldn't
say
mute
hi.
because I was already muted.
Oh, you're already muted. Yep.
I was already
Muted
muted
and
while the
unmuted.
crows. I needed to run real quick. I had to handle something, but I'm back. Sorry.
Oh,
Hello,
that's okay. No,
everybody.
thank you for
Sorry.
being here, Clobbering Times. Yep, yep.
Thanks for having me.
And you'll be happy to know that in sports ball news that the New York Yankees were actually able to beat the Cleveland Guardians and hold them off in the ninth inning.
The Wadians, never heard of them.
Yeah, they're the guys from Cleveland. Yep. So it's going to Game 5 tomorrow night. But if ever defense mattered, well, we'll talk about that in a second. But I want to say hi to Brian Hepburn. We got Phantom Outsider. Polly's Minion is here, and Truck Dog. So let's get that Truck Dog approved sign up.
Follow
So
me.
hopefully, follow me. So hopefully we'll be able to live up to See Me standards tonight. And check out her channel. It's in my links. I'm pointing, which you can't see, to my links below. So check out those cute shorts. Yep. And let's see who else we have here lurking. And we said hi to Phantom Outside and Brian. I guess that's in the Stream Element spot. Hail to the Stream Element spot. These
Hi.
robots do a lot of hard work. So hey to you guys. So yeah, we won't talk about sports ball too much. We want to scare everyone away, but
Yeah,
you
but
know,
you can't cut off Clobber in his moment of glory, though.
which was his picking against Alabama. Yeah, we'll
Well,
talk
it's nothing
about
like a
that.
12-0 thing, though.
No, but he beat me. He was 4-2, and I was 3-3. So, congrats to the great Clobbering Times.
Well, you're too kind, man. You let me win, sure.
Fantastic Four fans are pretty good at this stuff, right? Yeah, look at that. Here we go.
Mm.
12 and 0.
What
Not
is
to
this
be
12-0?
touched.
Was that, what week was that? First week?
That was about week 3.
Week 4 or week 3?
That was week
12
3.
games? We only picked what, 6 games?
Well, here's what happened, because I know y'all talked about it last night, but here's what happens. When we picked this week, Clobby, there's 14 teams in the conference, so
Right.
most weeks you have 7 games.
Conference games. I got you.
Right. So there's some teams were off this week and the one intersectional. So there were, I think, 6 games. The week Mark picked it, they were almost all still playing out of conference. So
He picked Rent-A-Win, sounds like to me.
You picked what?
Some Rent-A-Wins?
There were some Rent-A-Wins in there. Yeah, there were. But I did pick
games like Alabama versus Poopy State or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Badman was still 9-3.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, it was an easier. Oh, definitely was an easier week. But you got to gloat when you're 12-0, right? So
yeah, you do.
Anytime you see that 0 on the backside, yep.
Yeah. And Phantom's a Yankees fan too. Yep. Yanks will have Game 5. Yep. The Guardians will never win a World Series again until the Indians return. Yeah. But I love baseball. One of the big huge parts of baseball is defense. And the Yankees last game, they had infielder playing left field, and even tonight, they had some disasters in left field, and there were easy outs or the shift that they play now. Last night, the game would have been over last night. The guy hit a blooper to shortstop, and there's no one there. So I hate these shifts that they put on, and the players should just hit to that opposite field. I guess they're paid to hit home runs, but yeah.
But they're changing the rule now, eliminating those shifts next year. But
yeah,
I mean, granted, it can be frustrating, but let them play the game the way you do. It's a risk you take, and like you said, hit the other way if you don't like it.
Yeah, hit the other way. These guys are pro. I mean, I could hit the other way every time. And of course, I was playing, not that level, but I mean, you're a pro hitter. You just take the ball and you hit it. Much time you hit it, the more you hit it the other way, then they're not going to pull that shift on you. So
there's a lot of similarity with the lot, especially in the pro sports, like with some of this comics and pop culture stuff is. Like all the tradition and all the history, they're just changing it, throwing it out. I mean, the shift, it's you take a chance. It's part of the game. I mean,
Yeah, let them do
you
the
know,
shift.
you
Right?
don't need to regulate every single thing of it. Or next year they're supposed to start extra innings like in the minor leagues with a runner on second.
Oh, they've been doing that.
Oh,
Oh,
they've been
extra
doing that?
innings. Oh
Extra
yeah,
innings.
they've been doing that. Yeah, they've been doing that too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
which
Really?
yeah, which
it's
is
just
Wow.
very frustrating for you know. I was looking up the 1927 World Series just to compare. I don't know why I was doing it, but it was just to compare Judge, I think, in home runs or the 27th season. And the longest game was 2 hours and 20 minutes in
mhm.
that World Series. Of course, there were no TV commercials back then, but
Yeah.
yeah, the batters didn't step out of the box. It's just a much slower game now. I mean, you watch it, and all these players are just they always step out of the box. I mean, it's crazy. So,
Well,
but
I don't have as much problem as that. I mean, the TV commercials are crazy and they're longer commercials too, so that you got to factor that in for the length of the games. But
Yep.
part of strategy is try to throw a pitcher out of rhythm too.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kal-El, thanks for stopping by. So
What's up, buddy?
I guess we won't talk too much sports ball, but it is always fun. And I guess there's a Dallas game on right now with
Well, your Giants won today.
Eagles. And the Giants won today. Yeah, the Giants. That was a great comeback win today by the Giants, and the Jets actually won too.
Yeah, that's weird. Both teams winning, and I didn't see who won out of the Bills Chiefs. I didn't get to see that.
I saw most of that.
The Bills won. The Mahomes threw an interception to end the game.
So all three New York teams won.
Wow.
Yeah.
The two Louisiana teams played today, and the home Louisiana team lost to the Invaders home team.
Well, does anybody know what the Dolphins did? Because I think Tampa Bay lost. I mean, 2 of the 3 Florida teams lost.
I don't know. I didn't check.
But yeah,
But I will.
Hey, Das Wolfen. How's it going?
Good.
So we got Kal-El here, and we got and your very much better half is here too.
A very much better half.
Extremely better half, right? Yep.
Absolutely.
And if anyone's interested in fantasy this week, I'm down. I'm projected to lose by 1 point, but it's been a bad week for fantasy, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. And other news, in the fantasy baseball world, yeah.
Let's see here. The Dolphins lost.
Wow. So all 3 Florida teams lost.
Man, the Jets really on the road destroyed. What's wrong with the Packers? I mean,
they're getting old. Yeah.
Crampa lost too. Tampa lost. And the Jags lost. All of Florida lost, dude. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I picked. I think I'm out of my. I can't say the pick of the week pool. I guess I can't say the word yet. I picked the I picked the Rams this week.
Well, they won.
They won. Okay, good. I'm still in it. I didn't think I picked Brady this week. Yep.
Well,
so
he won. We lost.
Yeah, and Brian's making a good point. Yeah, many won't change their swing against the shift. They're told to hold and wait for a pitch in their sweet spot. That's why strikeouts are way up. Yeah, these guys, it's like just there's no fundamentals anymore in baseball when you're watching it. It's just the defense. You know, my favorite player was Greg Nettles, was an awesome third baseman, and he should be in the Hall of Fame just for his defense alone. I mean, he won that '78 World Series. You could argue Game 3 against the Dodgers. It was just incredible plays. And the Yankees lost so many runs this week just from screwing up on defense too. So it's and the Indians are playing Guardians, are playing small ball. The Guardians, playing small ball, which is great. I mean, it's great. I like that kind of, and the people, you're not going to change. I mean, football, is never going to be, as baseball's never gonna be as popular as football again. But here, I guess I can show a couple of seconds of this. If they claim this, I don't care. But let me present this. This is the new thing we got to present instead of.
Captain James Skywalker's here, but yes, your Seahawks won today.
So here we go. Here, check out this play. I'll stop it every few seconds so I don't get. It's a game from '78. Spoiler alert: the Yankees win the series. Look at that play.
Don't they always?
Yeah.
Dude, just the luckiest team in all of sports history, except for Alabama, maybe. We got glad Alabama didn't get lucky yesterday, but frankly, Dad, man, I was not confident about that picking Tennessee.
Yeah.
I reasoned that they had to drop one at some point, but I started thinking later, yeah, but usually when they screw up at home.
Mm-hmm.
When they play up to their competition, usually, but that neither team could cover yesterday.
That was interesting yesterday. I was pretty confident in the pick, but I was a little surprised how close it ended up because Tennessee got up 28-10, and it looked like it was going to push away. But like I said tonight on my follow-up tonight is that Alabama's still the big dog in the SEC because, you know, they have that history. They have that moxie for taking a hitting and coming back like a heavyweight prize fighter. They got shot down early, but you know what? The great teams, the truly great teams, don't panic. They stay under control and they come back, and they did and made it really close and had the kicker made a kick who's been struggling for Alabama.
He missed 2 last week. Yep.
Yeah, he missed,
and he hadn't missed anything for the first 2 years.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it just.
Well, here, how's this play under pressure? In the World Series, watch this shot. Boom.
By the way, that's me at third base.
That was you? Okay.
Yeah.
And boom, right to second.
Damn.
You know?
I really love playing third base. That was the hot corner. It was fun.
That's a clutch play. Let's see if
Wish
I
I
can
had
find
missed
another.
Wish I'd missed that Chiefs-Bills game, but yeah, unfortunately for Das Wolf and his Chiefs, a rare screw up at the end there from Mahomes, who is great. So that's what a matchup. Well, Allen, but Chiefs and Bills, but Bills are surprising.
Yeah, that was
surprising. They're just really good.
Yeah, it was one of my buddies is actually his best friend. His wife is a massive Bills fan. You know, upstate New York. People down here in my, near New York City, they forget that the Bills are another New York team. Like that's politician, and like Hillary forgot to mention the Bills or the Buffalo Sabres, and not just her. A lot of politics, because it's all the way up near Canada, upstate New York. So it's they're a great team, two great quarterbacks, and Mahomes. Yeah, I think the pass rush got to him, and that turned the tide of the game. So here, let's show another. Nettles punching George Brett here. Because Phantom is, and he did destroy. He was a tough guy, Nettles too. So he great fight. And back then, you fought a lot more too. So let's see. I don't want to play too much because then it's. Here's the where he goes in, and of course this is the way it was blurred. Oh, this is blown up, I guess, but. George Brett and he kicked him there. It was a little dirty. Yeah.
Wow, George Brett.
Yeah.
Was getting some
they hated it. They hated each other too. Yeah. This guy.
The Royals and the Yankees.
Yeah. So they were always getting into it. Yep.
Wow. I mean, at least you don't have the Bill Buckner scene.
This was the days where sports was just so awesome. They fought it. They gave it their all. Things, in some of those fights. I remember George Brett at Yankee Stadium, the Pine Tar game, charging out of the dugout, going after the So.
Yeah, watch this catch here. Well, they should show it live because it's so much better. In the reaction. And this is all blown up off the
guy's no Bill Buckner.
Yeah. No. The sad thing about Buckner was he's really almost a Hall of Fame player. Should have been a Hall of Fame player. But I think he had 3,000 hits. Or did he have 3,000? But
I don't know. But he got that one problem.
His knees were gone. He shouldn't have been out in the field. If you're watching him walk, because everyone was, I know it was a ton of Sox fans, and. The guy was out there just so he could be out there to celebrate the World Series, and the Mets actually put on the screen, "Congratulations, Red Sox," and
he let it go right by him.
Yeah, and the game was already tied at that point. There was a wild pitch, so it's not all, not all, I'd say it's not all
Well,
Oh,
Calvin
Buckner.
Schirardi came in and just didn't he walk people and just he had a meltdown pitching that inning.
Oh, there was a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
happened.
it's easy to pick on him, but
Yeah.
But they
So
always do that with the Buckners or the Scott Lobb. Was it Scott Norwood?
Uh-huh.
I mean, wide left, but wide right. Bills fans will never forget that.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? Some of the other players stepped up and said, well, it wasn't Scott Norwood's fault that we needed the field goal to win the game. It wasn't his fault that we were going to, he missed. Team lost.
Exactly.
But that didn't stop them making a movie about him.
Well, I didn't know about that.
Ace Ventura.
Oh,
They did. That's based on Scott Norwood.
I love that movie. I love that movie so much. But yeah, we had one down here with Florida State Miami for a couple years in a row where FSU kept it was at least 2 years in a row wide right on a field goal to win it. And it was but yeah, exactly.
That was worse than Gary Anderson's, and Gary Anderson's was pretty bad.
Well, what was funny, the first year the Jaguars made the playoffs, they needed to beat Atlanta, your hated rivals, and they just gave up, and Atlanta moved the ball down there. Morton Anderson shouldn't have never missed his kick, but he pushed it left, and you're like, what happened? And that's the year the Jaguars beat the Broncos and the Bills and made the championship game, but fell short to the Patriots, I believe, that year.
Yep. Well, they
slaughtered
the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That was Hal McRae, I think, that took out Randolph by 20 feet at second base and let a run score, which today wouldn't have happened. Yeah.
Yep.
That was the guy. He took him out, carried him the shortstop. It was then run scored.
I was playing second once, and I kind of didn't get out of the way. And they told me, and the ump said, next time, get out of the way.
Next time, get out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's that play. I don't know
Pleasant Valley.
Hey, Pleasant.
For I'll stop it every 2 seconds, but so that's Nettles. And he's going to throw the ball to second for the double play, but I'm just going to stop it every 2 seconds here because I don't know what the rules are on 30-year-old, 40-year-old major league games. Who the heck knows? But I don't think they
probably the opposite of what you think they would be.
Yeah. So this is when we watch kids out there. This was TV back then was blurry. So of course you're watching it on a 13-inch black and white TV. But so Willie gets the ball here, and that is Willie Randolph there. Look, the guy goes. Look how far past he is. I'm laughing because he could have really been hurt, but that's in the vicinity. Look, and Randolph was such an athlete too. He was, but look where he ends up. Look where second base is.
Wow.
So yeah, Brian, this Viewmaster edition, yeah. Chop block. Hey, Donnie Pearson.
Yeah. Donnie Pearson
says he loves baseball. Yeah. Chop block. So that was a dirty. Thank God I'm laughing. You can laugh now, but thank God he didn't get hurt. But look, there's no way that would have been allowed today. That kind of play. So yeah, Mrs. says you gotta love CRT televisions. Yeah. So
National Sports Day? Is that real?
I prefer National Donut Day, but
I do.
He calls them out here. Yeah. And let's see where the run. Did they show the run scoring? Or that's the replay, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So the runner's able to score then, because then he takes him out and he's trying to get the runner, of course, scores. Yeah. So. Yeah, but just the things are a little bit different in the 70s, right?
Yep.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Oh, the Mariners got knocked out today. Yep.
No, did they?
Yeah, that's the first time they've been back in a while, I think, too. Yep. They took out the Yankees in '95. Yep.
Griffey's junior and senior, huh?
Oh, God, he was great to watch, Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, even as a Yankee fan, you had to admire the guy. It was just so phenomenal. arm was amazing. His hitting was amazing. Yeah, full contact baseball. Yeah, there was none of this stuff. Yep. And
Wow.
if you're a Yankees fan, you got to read the book Balls by Greg Nettles. I'll show that. So that's a classic. Classic, and then he wrote that while he was the the captain of the New York Yankees, so that got him traded. It was kind of a stupid move, but it's a great book to read about and of course, I'm sure it's mostly ghost written, but Nettles was always great with his quips and his comments. So Peter Golenbeck was a good sports writer, well-known sports writer, and some kids, so his quote was, "Some kids dream of joining the major league. I'm paraphrasing, other of becoming a major league, or no, some kids dream of joining the circus. Others becoming a major league baseball player. As a member of the New York Yankees, I have gotten to do both." So he had some great lines in that book. Yeah. So yeah, 3 months of New York Times bestseller. So you can imagine George Steinbrenner wasn't too happy if his captain wrote a story about that. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nettles coined the term from Sparky Lyle from Cy Young to Sayonara. Yeah. So Sparky Lyle won the Cy Young Award for the Yankees, and then they got rid of him the next year. Yeah. So he always had great play on words. And yep, there's a sign. I got to get my book signed someday. Yep. So I have that picture out, not that one, but similar picture to that autographed. You can, they sell all this stuff, and Nettles is not uber popular, although he should be in the hall, and so it's not too. You don't have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to get some of the stuff, but yeah, that's a classic picture. So. You always pretended to be like Greg. If you're, up here, you always pretended to be Greg Nettles as a player. If you're playing third, if you're a Yankees fan, so it was like kind of pretending to be Superman. Although that was a little bit safer though, because when you put the cape on and jumped off a couch, you don't always land so well. So yeah, don't try that at home, kids. Yep. So what else is going on besides sports ball? I guess we had the ever awesome. She-Hulk finale.
There's one announcement, though.
Oh, there is, yeah?
Did you hear that? Well, Doomcock made an announcement.
Huh. Oh, he's going to be on the next season?
Yeah, no, I was kidding. Yeah, right.
They hired him?
How did you know? No, I was kidding. He's moving his, he's, as we speak, he is doing his Sunday night pop culture breakdown. He's moving that to Wednesdays.
Was he moving that to Wednesday? Any reason, or just because he doesn't want to compete with She-Hulk, or?
Yeah, that's it. Which is over, by the way. No.
Yeah.
It's tough doing like the Fridays and then doing the Sunday show. I don't know exactly why.
Too close together, so he figured he's going to switch it up to Wednesdays. Okay. Well, so I guess you have your Wednesday night whatever show, but I guess if he asks you on, you'll switch up that show.
I would go on for a little while.
Yeah. Or you could go on for an hour and then come back. Yep. Raquel can host the whatever Wednesday.
The geekery.
I still got the geekery. Yeah. Well, that's good. Then maybe I know Doomcock is awesome.
You can fill that void.
I can fill that void. Yeah.
Everybody, we love our boy DC, but and then support his move. I'll be there for him. Yeah. But looks like you're gonna have to take over Sunday nights, dude.
All right, that's a big responsibility. I'm gonna get my mask on.
I do it if you don't want to, but I think you should do
it. Yeah. Yep. We'll be here. Yep. Oh, and then some of our buddies who can't normally be here because they're with Doomcock, then could maybe hang out with us, which would be good too. Yep. Yeah. Which would be nice. Yep. Well, that's interesting news. Not
wow.
So, but yeah, things change, and Polly's Minion is going to be in Dallas tomorrow, so hopefully those Cowboys will win. It'll be much friendlier if they win. Yep.
Well, they're looking like they're probably not going to.
Not looking good for the Cowboys right now.
Late third quarter, down by 10 points, but they're moving.
Yep. And the missus says, my brother jumped off our roof with an umbrella thinking it could fly. Well, the umbrella would slow your fall just a slight bit, but Mary Poppins was not there to. Or he was presaging Fortnite, right? With the umbrella when you get the solo and you get the umbrella to fly.
Oh. Wait a minute. Are you saying that an umbrella cannot be used as a parachute?
That's what he's saying.
Yes.
Well, I just don't think I believe you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jamie Moore pitched a perfect game. Yeah, he was a great pitcher. He was more of a pitcher, not a hurler, if I'm remembering. Yeah.
Yeah, he was very finesse. Left hand. He started up with the Cubs.
Yeah. Oh, and then that's a Pleasant Valley. Yeah, he just posted that. Yep. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, finesse over power. Yeah, he like nickeled and dimed you to death. Yep. I remember he was a Nostradamus of Fortnite. Yeah, but I've got to finish the quest. Yeah, that's not flying. That's parachuting. Yeah. The umbrella is only part of the equation. You also need a spoonful of sugar. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I see.
Well, I wonder how many kids did get hurt trying to emulate Superman or, Batman or Robin or, hopefully not too badly, but yeah, that's why the Human Torch. Yeah, that was the rumor for a long time on the FF cartoon, although I don't think it was true that they replaced him with Herbie the robot. Because they didn't want kids playing with fire, but do not play with fire. But I think it was a rights issue. They're going to try to do a separate cartoon or something with him. But
Beavis had to censor himself over fire once.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Because everybody was like going crazy thinking Beavis and Butthead was having encouraging kids to set everything on fire. And there was an episode that was fire. Oh, that's right.
Fire bad.
Fire bad.
There was an episode of the new Beavis and Butthead that I think I've decided that show was detrimental to my health. Because I was watching one the other night that I was laughing so much I thought I was going to explode. I'm telling you, it was painful. I couldn't stop. I started going into a coughing fit. They had one that was so damn funny. I was losing. I'm like, this is killing me. This is not good for me. It's happened a lot. What happened with the movie a little bit that they just did. Some of these episodes. And there was an episode just called Virtual Stupidity that the other night where without spoiling it, just tell you the basic premise was they were at the mall. They're in 2022 now. And some guy was showing this dude at one of these kiosks. You put those glasses on, the Oculus things or whatever, like virtual reality game or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what those are? You seen those? Well,
yeah.
They're listening to the guy's sales pitch to the guy, and the guy's putting on saying how great. He goes, whoa! So they pick up these sunglasses at the sunglasses booth next to them, and they think it's the same thing, and they put them on. Whoa! This looks real. They think they're in a video game. They think and they're just walking around the mall. They believe they're in a video game, and they do the most messed up crap because they think it's not real. Oh God! Just thinking about it makes I can't take it. It was so what they did. I can't without. You got to see it. So ridiculous. Mike Jones is a genius. He's going to kill me though. I'm going to explode one night.
It's one of the few. It sounds like it's one of the few things that they do later down the road that they didn't ruin. They may have actually gotten better.
Yeah, because it's Mike Judge. It was called. Yeah, the episode was called Virtual Stupidity.
That's awesome.
It was so ridiculous. And then another one. It was talking. Beavis was. They're watching. They make fun of YouTube videos instead of mostly now. Because there's not many music videos anymore. It's like the 2022 equivalent. There was some video about firemen, and Beavis was complaining. Says they're not even firemen. What do you think he was saying? What do you think comes out of that internet hose thing? Like I saw it. I saw it when I was a kid once. I set something on fire, and these guys, I thought they're firemen. Yeah, fire. And what do you think comes out of that hose? What do you think, butthead? Guess. I bet you won't guess. Water.
They're watermen.
Fire. They should be called watermen. He was mad because firemen put out fires.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
And Brian says, "I split my head open playing $6 Million Man." LOL. That's because your bionic arm broke, right? It broke down, ran out of
What?
nuclear power, and the car landed on your head. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
wow.
we used to do Evil Knievel all the time. I've told that story before, where I was in the 70s. Evil Knievel was jumping everywhere. So you had your bikes. I had one of those banana bikes, 3 speeds. I just gotten it, with the banana seat, not a banana bike, banana
Banana
seat.
feet, yeah.
The Huffy
Oh, yeah.
or whatever, or the Schwinn with the 3 speed. It was like the cool bike everyone wanted. It was like, wow, this is the best bike. And I was jumping it, and we had a huge rock at the end of our street. It was a traffic circle, and I was like, oh, last jump, I'm going to go as fast as I can get down the street. I'm going to go as fast as I can. And it was like a narrow, probably a 4x, a 8x3 or 8x4 or something, real narrow ramp. So I went off the ramp, and yeah, here's the pictures of the bike, and and I hit the rock, and I just remember flipping through the air. So something
Oh
like
God,
one
yeah,
of
I
these
remember
kind
those.
of bikes,
I remember those
something like
bikes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mine had and it was a 3-speed too. I didn't have that seat, but if you had the 3-speed,
Oh man.
you could tell the kids had the 3-speed because they had
Right.
the clicker on top. This changer, or some of them had the gear changer here on the bike there. Yeah, like here's the gear changer in the middle too. So that was like super fancy to have like gears. I mean, I'm the king of the world. And so it's a brand new bike. Finally got a new bike, and I jump it. So I hit the rock, and I'm flipping, and I'm going 360 in the air. I'm like, this is not going to be good. And somehow that guy landed without like breaking my neck or landing on a rock. There's no helmets or not wearing any safety gear or anything. And I'm walking this bike back and I'm like, oh, maybe it's okay. And like my mom comes to the stop sign of the street corner, and the wheel just rolled off, like the whole front was toast. The frame is bent, and the wheel just like rolled and like rolled right in front of mom's car. And she's like, I was like a 10, 12-year-old
Right.
kid or whatever. I was crying. So it was one of those memories. But yeah, so I feel your pain, Brian. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Thank you, Pleasant. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember
NSL,
those
yeah.
bikes.
Yeah.
I like my English racers.
Yeah, you are great at the voice acting. Yeah.
If you're too kind, I don't think so. I think I'm terrible at it, but I would, wouldn't I? Yes, sir, Bob. I remember those bikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Payless shoes up in one of the stores in the mall as a luxury brand and charged mega bucks and had social media influencers come. They bought and said how wonderful they are. Then they sold it to Payless. Their look was priceless. That's hysterical. Yeah. That's funny. Yep. So yeah, so that was a good time. So why don't we segue from this cool green Huffy to this cool green lady superhero who's now a superhero, I guess, Sue. So the She-Hulk team explains the fourth wall breaking finale and delivering an FU Fairfield University to toxic Marvel trolls. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's me. That's me.
I wanted to like the show. I'm not toxic. I love everyone.
Toxic with toxic face.
Yeah. So let's see here. Let's dig into this article from Variety. Let's see here. Do not read if you haven't watched the season finale of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, now streaming on Disney Plus. So everyone, if you have not seen the show, while this is up, we'll be talking about it.
If you don't want to be spoiled, TFB.
Yeah. Yeah. Phantom had the 5-speed with the shift in the middle and the shock. Oh, you had the shocks on front and back. Wow.
Oh yeah.
That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we had the shocks. That was like greatest in the world. Yep. I just go through these quotes there. Yep. The BMX Ted Murray Survivor Series. Very cool. Brian, I did that running around the house as $6 Million Man and found a straight pin went through my sock into my foot. Oh, ouch. So yeah, so this What was it doing without shoes? It was a bionic foot. Why are you crying? Okay, he's saying I can read the article if I don't intend to watch the She-Hulk show. Yeah, I think you're okay. Yep.
Yes, yes.
So here we go. So throughout She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, Titania Maslany, who I thought was pretty good on the show, repeatedly breaks the fourth wall.
I knew somebody did.
I mean, yeah, the actress is fine. I think she was fine. Yeah, repeatedly breaks the fourth wall, but not only directly addressing the camera, but acknowledging that she exists in a Marvel Studios superhero TV show. In the season finale, pointedly titled "Whose Show Is This?", Jennifer smashes out of the show entirely, jumping through the Disney Plus portal to confront the writers of the show about why the finale is so needlessly convoluted with extraneous, nonsensical plot lines, including one about a cabal of toxic fanboys who trolled Jennifer online about being a female superhero who doesn't deserve her powers. So that's interesting. Yeah, so that's basically what happened in the finale. I was actually laughing at some of the parts. I thought it was, so ridiculously crazy that they went that route and just kind of blew up the whole series. I mean, it's okay to have, a lot of shows have done that, breaking the fourth wall. It's nothing,
Yeah.
It ain't a new, it ain't a new thing.
And it's not new to She-Hulk, but it's just that doesn't make it funny.
Yeah, I mean, but then they had her actually leave the show, and this part I did think was fun, and I watched everything with captions. So they said, I'll read this. What they said: eventually, Jennifer confronts the one in charge. No, not Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige, but K.E.V.I.N,
Yes.
or Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus, a sentient robot armed with the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world. So what I thought was really interesting about that was that's one thing that Disney's been attacked for is, just playing with the algorithm.
They're admitting it.
They're admitting it.
That's like admitting it.
Yeah.
That they're hacks.
So I was laughing at that part. But
it wasn't supposed to be. You were laughing unironically, though.
I guess, yeah. Maybe I'm not smart enough to follow, but I was laughing when they were. I'm like, they're making fun of themselves here. So because that's with all the marketing, and instead of just having one writer. I mean, you look at some of the producers on these shows, like Star Trek has like 30 producers, like 29 or something. New Star Trek, and so you look at some of these shows; they're so overproduced and overwrought and over. There's no one saying, "Oh, I got a gut feeling this is going to be good." Hey, this Rocky movie, I think this is going to be good. Let's take a chance on this Stallone guy, and he's got a new show coming out. We'll talk about maybe in a minute. That looks pretty good. Yeah, like a mafia type show.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it look pretty good. See if it's good. But yeah, so I was kind of laughing at this part. And Kevin, I could see when they first mentioned Kevin, it was on the subtitles at a dot. So I said, oh, they're going to come up with something.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't going to really be Feige.
Yeah. Oh, hey Wade, how's it going?
Wade.
Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, so with that, and of course, Marvel's always had, Shield is that's changed a couple times. I think what the acronym for Shield, but it was strategic, hazard, intervention, espionage, something division, logic division. You're better than me at that.
I lost track. I only know the original Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division. That's the only one I go by.
That's the original
I don't like
one.
The new one,
yeah, they changed it. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's fun to have an acronym like that. But so let's check out what the next paragraph says. So yeah, I thought they were making fun of Disney right there. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. You got to be able to make fun of yourself, and in my opinion, so as Maslany, creator and head writer Jessica Gao, and director and executive producer Kat Coro explained to Variety, Feige was in on the gag from the start and even helped to shape his AI avatar. They also talked about the satisfaction they felt in seeing real-life online trolls use the exact same criticisms of She-Hulk, the show, that the fictional online trolls in the show used against She-Hulk, the character. And Maslany addressed Jennifer's romance with fellow attorney Matt Murdock, a.k.a. Daredevil, Charlie Cox, while Gao and Coro shed some light on the introduction of Scar, Will Desner, and the surprise son of Jennifer's cousin Bruce Banner, a.k.a. the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Well, time out. If you read the comics and you read Planet Hulk,
yeah,
it's not a surprise. I guess Yeah, it was a surprise. Maybe that
yeah,
he
but
showed
you know
up.
what? After remember he left in Ragnarok. When did he go back there and have a kid?
Well, because he
How-
went to deal with the
Why would that kid be that old?
he went to deal with. Well, they explained it on the Planet Hulk uh,
The comic. I'm talking
comic. The
about
comic they
I'm talking
explained
about
that
the
why he
MCU.
ages. But he went. Remember when the spaceship came in the first episode?
I get that, but
So that's what I'm guessing. That's what they're.
no.
I'm
But why
guessing
does he?
that's what
How
they're
is he?
doing.
How does he have a kid at all? And how is he that old? They didn't explain any of that.
Yeah, well, because they screwed up the they screwed up that storyline. Unfortunately, in Planet Hulk.
Well,
They
yeah, that's
wrecked
what I'm
that
saying. There's no
Ragnarok.
explanation of that kid.
Yeah, unless what happened during Planet Hulk. So this is Scar.
Planet
So
Hulk
he's
did not happen in this universe.
a variant happened that missed most of the good parts of the story.
What Ragnarok showed him on that planet. He was just dumb old Hulk fighting people. Then he left Earth. I mean, he left that planet. So there's no Planet Hulk in the MC or even MC universe.
Yeah, so unfortunately, what happened with that storyline, which I love that comic. It's a great comic. Let's see. I'm trying to see if. So what had happened? Hulk was fighting for a long time on that planet, and he almost died a few times, and then he became a king on the planet, and then he Shadow Warrior Carrier. I can't remember if you pronounce her name correctly. Oldstrong became his queen, and they freed all the slaves and united tribes. So there's a huge storyline. Meek is a traitor in this story. If you follow, and Korg is not this idiot comedian that Tahiti Wahiti made.
No, it's not.
So
that's right, Phantom. At least the kid would be like 7 years old if he had a kid. But they never really made act like he had a kid either. Though that's retcon garbage. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this bride of the Hulk's queen. She could channel the planet's energy, and she used her powers to ensure that her onboard children survived Sakar's destruction, and then became one with the planet. So I'm trying to. So this was 2007. So World War Hulk. So it was Jen Walters, the first encounter the boy after his arrival, drawn by some combination of family bond and gamma tracking Hulk sense. In any case, their initial brawl was a sideshow. It was Papa Bruce that Scar was after. Yeah, so he was abandoned on the planet. Yeah. So he just as the Hulk returned to Earth to get revenge against the loved ones who exiled him in World War Hulk, he followed him swearing revenge. So, we could go, could spend a while going through this, but it was a cool, interesting storyline. I'm trying to remember how they explained him aging so quickly. They figured these things out in the comics.
Yeah. The old aging kid trope.
Yeah, so because really you can't have someone and but this is what look what they made the guy look like.
Oh, jeez, he looked really bad.
He did look bad, and it was like his clothes were looked like painted on. The CGI was horrible, and this is what Scar looks like. He's a badass, in the comics, and I really, it's this tragedy that they screwed this storyline up so much. I do have some book signed by Ron Garney, who did that series. I got to look it up to see if I have issue number 1. Of course, the key collectors are going to go crazy on that one. Yeah. So that's Scar there. Yeah, yeah. Cal said, "What the hell is that?" Yeah. Yeah, in Pleasant Valley, it's strange that they can take great source material and turn it into garbage. Yeah. Well, the thing is that they missed out on that whole storyline that they could have done. I mean, for a movie, that's why I like the TV shows better almost, because you could have done a miniseries of Planet Hulk and had, a pretty decent couple of seasons just with all the events that happened in that series. And really the only thing they took was the gladiator fight with Thor. And that was Silver Surfer in the comics, but at the time they didn't have the rights to Silver Surfer. And he's fighting as a gladiator, so it's this really cool story that have you read it, Glamour Times, or
which one? Planet Hulk?
Planet Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, I love that cover, by the way, with the Scar thing. That's based on the old Conan cover.
Savage,
yeah, that and World War Hulk, which I did not really like too much.
Yeah, because I know you don't read new stuff usually.
No, at that time I wasn't barely reading any Marvel. I've read some Planet Hulk, and I don't know if I read all of it. I think I did though. And then I read World War Hulk, and after a while, dumped out of it. I didn't really like it at all. I didn't really wasn't big on Planet Hulk either because I don't like the concept of what they did to Bruce. I hate
when they sending Bruce
Illuminati
away.
garbage. I just So I'm trying to think of what issues I read of that because if I think back, I don't know how long I read it. It didn't. It went on for a while, did it not?
Oh, it was I think it was almost a whole year, if I'm remembering. Or,
Yeah.
I know we got Phantom in the chat, so maybe it was a couple of years. That I don't know how many issues.
Yeah. They did an animated
it might have been
movie.
only 6 or 7 issues in the Hulk comic. I'll look it up.
Well,
or
a little while.
Phantom will tell us. Yeah.
They did an animated movie. I know that much, which I did see. Which was all right.
Yeah, the movie was pretty good. Yeah. So let me check. It was Incredible Hulk. It was just in the regular series. It wasn't a separate. Let's see, Incredible Hulk Volume 2, I guess. Yeah.
I really did not like the whole concept, and I really hated. Did not like World War Hulk at all, especially after about like the first 4 or 5 of them. I was like, yeah, right, this is just not my bag.
Yeah, let's see what. I think it was the second series. Waiting for my comic book program to catch up. But yeah, this is what they made Scar look like. It's like he's supposed to be this badass warrior. At least they could have given him a cool haircut. I guess they didn't want him to. Look any smaller than Bruce. So. But he's supposed to be this.
So he's about like 7 years old.
Yeah. Scar. Yep. So he's. Let's see what the Marvel database has on him. So I wonder if they explained how. Yeah. So Kara, she died. Yep. Because the Hulk can never be happy. He emerged from the cocoon appearing to be the age of a human boy. A year later, he appeared to have grown to be a young adult. So I guess they just, like you said, it's that trope of the kid that grows really fast.
Grows too fast because they just didn't want to wait. Just like, how many times has that been done? It's so lame. And even recently, they've done it in some stuff. I can't remember. What was it? Something like 2 or 3 times fairly recently.
Oh, they did it with Superman's son just now, right? So
that's another one. They did it with a baby recently, and a couple times, like there'd be a baby, and then two days later they're adults because some lame writer. I remember when they did it with in Avengers 200. It was really weird how they did that, but they've done it in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty common trope. But the thing is, that's the age-old problem in comics, right? Spider-Man, is out of high school and in college forever. How do you age characters? And Captain America, it's easy because you can always say he lives forever and he's fought in World War II, but they keep changing the origins a lot of they keep shifting wars forward, say for different characters, or because time moves on and you can't say, oh, this hero was origin was in World War II when it's way too long ago.
Yeah.
So but
yes, Phantom, they them, Superman's idiot son, they them was canceled.
Yep. And did they re-up it soon after, I heard, or no?
That was just been canceled.
It's just been canceled. Well, I'm surprised.
I can't imagine why nobody's buying that. Wow. Hey, JD Lewis. What's up?
Hey, JD. Yep. I can't see the chat right now. I'm trying to look up.
Nobody buying that.
Inconceivable.
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 Yeah.
Inconceivably inconceivable.
So, Dad, man, you didn't watch She-Hulk, did you?
No.
Damn it, Dad, man. Just kidding.
Well, it's not. Everything I've heard about has been so underwhelming. It's like I'm just living it out through everybody else.
You're better off, dude. I mean, it's not. It's a time waster, not even a good one. Not even, it's just so. It's really unbelievably bad. I have not liked every single Disney Plus TV show that they have made. I think how many have they made now? I've watched them all. The only one I didn't, except for Miss Marvel, didn't watch that one. The only one I didn't finish that I started was What If. After like in the middle of the season, I couldn't take it anymore. But I've watched every other one. And it's the worst probably, and that's against some stiff competition because I've hated every single thing they've done, Marvel, MCU, Disney Plus, except Werewolf by Night, the special that just came out. Everything else I've not just disliked, I've despised.
Yeah, but they had some great shows. They didn't even have their heroes in them. Like not Moon Knight.
Not Moon Knight. It was like, hey, it was occasional Moon Knight.
Literally like 15 minutes of Moon Knight until the
occasional
end.
Moon Knight.
Not Boba
like,
Fett.
What's going on?
Not Boba Fett. That's pretty much Boba what? Yeah, it's
the best issues of Boba Fett were had Luke Skywalker in them. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Well, at least that they were Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah. You wonder if they threw those in just because the series wasn't going well. Or you wonder what the reasoning for that. But anyway, let's keep going with this great article here. So that the sun was not all right. I guess it was a surprise, but not to comic books fans. So then we continue here. In addition to breaking the fourth wall, the finale tackles some of the exact same trolling comments that Marvel fans have been making. How did it feel to watch that happen as the show aired, knowing that how the finale would turn out? So I just want to say that entertainers always get heckled. Not that it's right or wrong, and people also have their opinions and have it all 100% legitimate. Fans want to have their opinions. Or you had the Marvel letters page or the DC Comics letter page. You didn't get that instant communication that you did years ago, but there was still people who complain about geek and nerd stuff, all the time, or someone write to the letters page, how could you do that? Or how could you kill Robin off? Or, all kinds of controversies and
criticism.
Yeah. And people didn't like runs in comics and, thought some runs in comics were garbage. And now the only thing is you can actually, directly go to a creator and talk to them directly through Twitter and social media, which is good and bad. But I think to the detriment many times. I think people, these creators don't know how to just deal with their fans and just say, all right, well, if you don't like it, I'm sorry you didn't like it. We made it for the fans. We hoped you'd like it. And, hopefully you'll be back with us next season.
They're going to call you names now.
Yeah, to call you names. Like, I'm trying to think, it was a Cowboy. I'm not an anime fan. Not saying it's bad. I'm just don't. Yeah, the Cowboy Bebop. When the actress came out and said, I guess the costume was not, very close to the anime. And she said, well, no woman could really fit in that. You'd have a 12. Instead of saying, hey, fans, we had to change things to, do live action, whether it's true or not. Just say, please watch the show. I hope it'll win you over. Maybe the costume's not, or reasons we didn't do the costume exactly that, or just BS your way through it and say, hey, come watch the show. Maybe you'll, maybe the costume's different, but you'll still love it. Come watch us, instead of saying, guys want to see us and insult people. So that's, I'd be, I can't believe they would actually do this. So, but there's always, you're always going to get people who don't like your movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't Janet Maslin hate Star Wars? Critics. So yeah, and as Cal is saying, there are trolls out there, but they don't differentiate between the actual trolls. That's a great comment with the real fans and people. They're just out there, and people with legitimate opinions. So I'm usually consider myself, try to be fair to everything, and hey, if I like it, I like it. If I don't like it, I'm gonna say it. But that's a great comment, Kel, and that pretty much nails it. And as Pleasant Valley saying, yeah, maybe they could be nice to fans. So, so let's see. I guess we're going to learn about a genius here. So Tatiana Maslin says, Jessica Gao is a genius, and she knows about the culture we're living in and her position in it when she's writing these stories about a woman superhero. She knows what the response is going to be. As a cast, it was delightful sending each other these troll responses like, oh my God, give them a week and they're going to literally see this pop up verbatim in the show and become the villains of the show. It was thrilling. Really? So they're actually, the trolls are in
Let me tell you this. She admits it right here.
Wow.
Everything that's been said, they admit that they were doing it.
Why would you even admit that? And
Yeah,
B, why would you react to A, if they're trolls, they have no legitimacy. If you're dealing, you're talking about people that are being, insulting and not giving just saying you're just insulting without a reason behind it.
Heads for no
But
reason.
the truth is that they can't stand any criticism, and you're going to get criticism on everything that you do these days. That's part of being in the media and in entertainment, right? I mean, so okay, so what were you expecting to face trolls when you signed on for the show? Reading the script, it was so true. There's so much resistance to a woman just existing in that space of superheroes. Huh. There's always going to be that. I sort of anticipate it. It's why I also feel it's important. There's such an entitlement to space held by certain people, and to even exist as She-Hulk is like an FU, and I love that. I guess maybe I should go rip up all my She-Hulk comics now.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, you should.
Wait a minute. I got to go rip them up right now because I guess I never wanted a woman to be a superhero, right? Or my Wonder Woman comics, or well, I got to get that cover, the famous Byrne cover from She-Hulk #1. Let me pull that up. So yeah. And I also have the whole. I have the whole run of Spider-Girl. Mayday Parker that she debuted in What If. I guess I should rip up all her comics too. Actually, I think she was the first female superhero on Marvel. I think it's Marvel. Obviously, Wonder Woman's been around forever. That made it to 100 issues. So there's a Savage She-Hulk #1. What year was that? Was that 70?
80, 80 I think.
80, yep. And here we go. Okay, guys. Now, everyone who's, or women, if you're a fan too of She-Hulk, it's tough to exist in that space. So there's your second chance. If you don't buy this book, I'm going to come to your house and rip up all your X-Men. I guess we should go all rip up all the superhero comics I have starring. And should I rip up all my FFs too with Sue Storm? Should rip those up. I guess I should rip up all my Ms. Marvel, all my Thunderbolts comics, all my X-Men comics. What else should I rip up? Photon too, right? Hey, Stephen Ransom. Trying to think of what else I should rip up.
Hey there.
Any Arrow comics, right? That had
any comics that Jessica Gal and Tatiana Maslany don't approve of, you should destroy.
What about my Black Canary? Anytime Black Canary appeared in green, I should rip those up too, because although she's one of my favorite characters, and my subscription to Batgirl, I'm gonna have to cancel my subscription to Batgirl and rip up all those comics.
You should cancel that anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, and then Peter David's run on Supergirl. I just saw him at Comic-Con. I could have asked him maybe to rip up all those issues that I read and bought a Supergirl for years. Maybe I'm trying to think who else I should besides Wonder Woman. Oh, and anything with the Star Wars comics with I guess with Princess Leia, I should rip up those too, probably, right? And any Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, any Avengers, God, you've got the Wasp in there. Should rip all those up too, probably. Yeah, there's a lot of and the Micronauts. I got to rip all my Micronauts because Marionette's in there. She's a female superhero. So yeah. There's resistance. There's no resistance to women existing in the space of superheroes. That's totally ludicrous. I guess, did anyone here go see Wonder Woman? Was that a popular movie? The first Wonder Woman movie?
No, nobody watched it.
I saw the first one. That's the one with Chris Pine and the more normal one where he died, I guess. It was not bad. I mean, but then again, I don't know a lot of the lore. I don't know a lot of the backstory, but it wasn't a bad movie overall. I mean,
that was okay. I think Mark just basically means that they're acting like nobody wants to see good movies with they're like to say female characters, which is built BS.
And see, I tell you that's BS because I wanted to see the first Wonder Woman. I would have watched the second one had they not had all the obvious political analogies and stuff and all throughout it. And it was like, why? I mean, you already insulted your audience to begin with. And I know you got to be careful what you preview to make sure it actually turns out what it is. But the second movie seemed like they were already attacking the fans before they released it. The first one, I had no problem with watching a female-led movie. I love Wonder Woman. I mean, my God, Linda Carter from the 70s. I was a happy 7-year-old kid. I love the Wonder Woman stories, but yeah.
The second one was really bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's
some
what I'm
people
saying.
liked it. Yeah, but
Because
doesn't mean I didn't watch it. Yeah,
but they did a political, as I understood it, they did a political thing right out of the bat with some of the characters, and it's like, why do I want to go watch this stuff? And back to the whole thing with female leads. I mean, you had Linda Carter, you had the Bionic Woman in the 70s, but even beyond that, you had Ripley and Aliens in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
You had plenty of movies and shows with strong female leads, but it wasn't the focus. The focus was that the story was a good story. It just happened to be the protagonist was a female.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I think you could argue too, guys would, talk about toxic males would maybe rather watch a movie with a female superhero in some ways, right? I mean,
I would rather watch a movie with Sigourney Weaver any day than say Alec Baldwin. So there,
right? So I think they're really missing the mark here. I think they're trying to make themselves as victim, and that's one thing I kept pointing out during the series was, that she's as a lawyer, she keeps decrying how bad her place in society is. It's like, well, wait a minute, you were able to go to college, and then get into law school and graduate law school, pass the bar exam. You're a practicing lawyer. You're got to be in the top 10%, 20% of, earning in society. Or her apartment looked pretty damn nice to me, her house. And she kept complaining. They kept complaining about how, women had to, perform twice as hard to get half the pay.
You notice how this episode started out where, what in the previous episode, because of this internet crap triggered her into a Hulk out that she went and destroyed some shit. She ended up in jail.
Yeah, that made no sense either.
Which made no sense. And then she was ordered to not. She couldn't. Her parole was based on wearing this little bracelet thingy, ankle bracelet thing, where she couldn't turn into She-Hulk anymore. And so all of a sudden, she gets fired from the superhero defense division of that job she had.
Yeah.
Well, and then immediately she has to move out of her expensive, nice place and in with her parents. I'm like, wait a minute. For the opening of this episode and all throughout it, she had an unbelievably high-paying job. She started out as a defense attorney, and then when she becomes She-Hulk, she becomes put in charge of this really gigantic firm, the superhero defense part of it. So she's supposedly paid like stupid money, but all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that she doesn't have like money that she could float on for years and years, considering the job she's had for a very long time. She's got to move in with her parents after just now losing the job, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, but first of all, she'd never get arrested and sent to prison and not be able to, because what did she do? She broke through a wall or something and did basically nothing.
She threw a car. Did she look through a car or something or whatever?
Yeah, but I mean,
shit around.
Especially
it was
today with
minor.
With the DAs you have out there, I mean, they don't lock you up if you, for pretty much anything these days. So that made no sense.
That didn't make any sense. And her not having, like, all of a sudden being broke. I mean, I'm sorry, and I don't know what she did with her money, but Jesus Christ, man, she had to be making way upper end of the high six figures for a long time. I know. That was Los Angeles, but.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not the 50s or 60s. I mean, obviously discrimination.
Oh no, she was making big money. I mean, she was making huge.
No. I mean, in terms of years, in terms of obviously discrimination happens, but they kept crying poor in the show, which was laughable. I mean, I could tell you stories. I know, like someone who back in the 60s, they were a teacher.
She drank it all.
and they went to get a job, and they were married to another teacher in the school. Said, well, you're paying me half as much as my husband. I'm doing the same job. And the teacher, the principal at the time said, well, you're a woman and you're gonna get pregnant in a few years, and you're gonna quit, so I'm only gonna pay you half. But shit like that, thankfully, can't happen anymore. Yeah, maybe it does. You can, but it's not that easy to get away with it. But there's a lot more protections in place, thank God, for women, and stuff like that doesn't happen. So if you're at a high-powered law firm like this with thousands of people working for it,
Yeah, you get
it's a
paid
lot.
stupid
There's
money.
a human resources department. There's a lot of
Right.
regulations in place. It's not like it's you're working for a mom and pop place
No.
where yes could get screwed over. A big place like that. Not to say it can't happen, and maybe does happen, but it's a hell of a lot. It's a hell of a lot tougher. Plus, she's the freaking She-Hulk. Bruce
Yes.
Banner's her
It
cousin.
was so stupid. And she's
So
another thing about the show, folks, is she is how do we say this? Because we're not Gary, we're not drinker. We can get away with a lot of stuff here. She is she's I don't know how to put it. In every episode, she gets drunk and has relations
Coitus.
with a man. Yes.
coitus.
Sexual relations with several different men throughout the course of the show. And she's again like she's a drunk. She's just
Well, she's having a good time.
yeah, that's fine.
She's
but I'm
shulking
just-
out.
yeah, it's just that I'm just saying. I don't know. You can't. I'm not going to go there the way they had the way that, some of the things. It's probably not best to beat up on the show like that from that aspect. But
Yeah.
she is an idiot, and she's an absolutely terrible character. She's horribly written, and she has a terrible lifestyle. And yeah, like the fans that she drank it all. Well, that's a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
You'd have to be in your She-Hulk form to drink that much.
Well, she can drink a lot of She-Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just.
Well, the problem, they don't make her as an intelligent lawyer in the
She's an
courtroom, like
idiot.
that one scene where Matt Murdock walks in.
Well, I ran
and
rings around her.
She finally had a couple of lines of intelligent dialogue, but I agree he ran rings around her. But then I think they admitted they didn't know how to write a courtroom drama either, so that's why they didn't have that many scenes in court. Like I want to see
Right,
her
they said that.
kicking ass in court in the
But they don't
comic. She
call
was
it
a
attorney at law.
top
Then.
lawyer.
Hey,
Yeah.
but she twerked.
She did twerk,
yeah.
but not even in a courtroom. But why
Yeah.
is it called She-Hulk attorney at law when you have nothing to do with her being attorney that much other than her? Of course, to be fair, it's not. She's not She-Hulk in the either. She is Jen way more than she's called She-Hulk. She is She-Hulk.
Oh, the
in
one
show.
thing that I did laugh was when they said, "Can you please change back to Jen because it costs a lot of money?" And I said that all during the
Yeah.
series, and you did too. Like it was obvious when they had her
Save
transform
money.
back to Jen to save money.
Max.
Hey Max, yep, I object. And that was true.
I
That's like for Colossus in the X-Men series, he would transform. I'm like, hey, you're just getting attacked. I'm staying as Colossus for a while, in my semi-impervious metallic form. So
It's just the show's so bad. It doesn't know what it wants to do. She never is, and I mean never. Never is she heroic at all. They don't do anything. All she does is trash superheroes and talk bad about them and make fun of them because the idiotic. Oh man, I keep wanting to slip up and have the things I want to call these so-called writers on the show, but I'm not going to use that language here. These idiots who write the show, and I use that term loosely as far as writers, not idiots. They don't really live in reality, so they don't know how to write characters, and they don't have any respect for superheroes or heroics at all. So she never does anything heroic ever.
Well, to your point though about the moving in with mom and dad, she shouldn't have needed to with her finances of having those jobs and stuff. I mean, just that's bad. Like I said, it's another example of bad writing, because what they do is they're taking just a common, relatable theme, like because people are moving in with their parents more, and just I don't know. Once again, maybe trying to make every superhero relatable to the common man. Well, though it made superheroes great, as they were special, they were different, and let's just run on.
All this show does is ridicule superheroes, though.
Yeah, exactly. There's no difference between an average citizen and a superhero. It's like everybody's the same. It's almost like everybody can be a Jedi.
Yep, that's right, man.
I'm a Jedi in my own mind.
Of course you are.
So let's read this next paragraph here. So, what do you hope to see from Jen and Matt Murdock's relationship? I know what Jen's life looks like now, other than it's opening up. They definitely have a very real connection. I'm curious how that manifests, whether it's getting together every now and then and having fun, or if it buds into something more. But I don't think either of them are thinking in terms of that. They're at the beginning of something. I mean, it could, if everything was well written, that would be kind of cool to have, Matt Murdock and Jennifer Walters as a lawyer, in court together. You could have a fun series, a bunch of episodes like that. But of course, they went the comedy route.
He lives in Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. So, but it could happen, but it's not going to be. Not going to be well done, probably.
So bad, man.
And then when he did that walk of shame, and he's walking down the street with the Daredevil costume with his boots off, it's to try to make fun of him. I'm like, what the heck? That scene made zero sense, no sense at all. Like, what's going on?
Right, total garbaggio. Everything about this episode was cringy. I mean, they're going to break my cringe muscles. I can't cringe any more than I was cringing watching this piece of garbage. I'm embarrassed for these people, and they're not good people, so I shouldn't be embarrassed for them. When she went into that quote unquote writer's room,
that was hysterical.
They think, oh my god, they think this is funny. I mean, they're showing how stupid they are, how they don't know how to write anything. This is not good, folks. There's nothing funny about this. I mean, I guess it's funny that they think it is, that they think people are laughing with them. But this show's so bad. That's not a good payoff because you've done nothing good for the whole season. And you remember that bit where was this? All right, so they go to the incel meeting. They have this big for those who even paid attention. There was an incel meeting where these people who were basically the villains of the whole series. This guy who tried to date her for a couple of times and had been drove her crazy online. Had this meeting at the Abominations house for some reason. We don't know why.
He's kind of a guru now.
Like
it's
a
supposed
guru,
to be really funny. He's like a self-help guru.
When what's her face? Her stupid friend is sending Pug, the weirdest character in there because he's different in every episode almost. Sending him in as an infiltrator to find out, to spy on the incel guys.
He's acting like an idiot the whole time too.
He's more an idiot than any of those
episode. Guys. It's like just go blend in. It can't be that difficult.
So it goes in there, and you got these guys. I mean, if you look at those guys, and they're just like a normal bunch of schlubs. They don't look particularly one way or the other, like a bunch of college kids mostly. Like a bunch of kids just who you'd see out in the damn, I don't know, anywhere. They're just like snubs. Yep. But she's trying to tell him things he could do to fit in with him. She says, "Say female a lot." Just say female because they always say female. Who says? Where are you getting this from? Who says? Who says that? Who says? I mean, I guess it's just a word like any other one, right? Sometimes we go like a female. Sometimes we'll say a woman. Sometimes we say a lady. Sometimes we'll say a chick. Sometimes Well, yeah, we say female. Sometimes. In other words, how is that something that these idiot moron children who write this show find that as some sort of perceived insult, and if you use the word female somehow, there's something wrong with that.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? So
it's kind of that was really strange. Yeah,
it really is stupid. And Dallas just lost. Sorry.
Oh, Dallas lost. Yeah. How did my fantasy football team do?
Who
you don't know? You're not following? No, that's all. I'm joking. Yeah, that's the real thing. Yeah, no, I've been really bad right now. Let's see. Well, let's see if I I only have 50 points this week so far.
Damn.
Only got
so you got this
13 points from Sanders. All right.
Room full of incels with these guys are just a bunch of. They're just not. You expected it to be something menacing, and they weren't. They were just. They weren't even particularly all that. They weren't even smart enough to make them really weird. They just made them look like a bunch of dudes, like younger guys you would see hanging out in bars and shit. Really, that's what they look like to me. And I don't go to bars and stuff, but when they just look like a bunch of schlubs that go to bars and hang out at frat parties and shit. But they're dude bros, I guess, to these people.
Yeah, helpless guys. Yep.
This is how children talk and think. Think in quotations. If thinking can never be it can't be applied to them. So in other words, somehow, if you say female, you're an incel, I guess. If you refer to, I mean, I thought it was just a normal term, but I mean, it's a legitimate term, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is too. Men have a lot of mental health issues too. I mean, it's not just women. I mean, we always talk about how we got to be kind to people and understand them, and and a lot of times men just grin and bear it. They're taught not to show their emotions. Women are quote unquote. According to most people in society, would say it's much more allowable for a woman to show her emotions.
Right.
Tough guys never cry. That whole so but it's if you need help, I know someone in our town that I can't say that was just passed away, but was suffering, and I don't want to get too much into it, but it was a well-loved guy, a guy that everyone loved in town, and worked with kids, and it was a huge shock when that happened. So I mean, there's people and there's guys out there suffering, and I don't think you should make fun of anyone, even if they're they're quote unquote dude bros, or dude bros are people too, right?
Kids, yeah,
I know, yeah. So
they were mostly kind of just dumb kids. Who wasn't a dumbass kid when they were in their 20s?
And if they're so tolerant, and what shouldn't they be more sympathetic to people, or write a story that shows redemption, or how you can grow as a character?
Throw snark at everybody,
and they do the snark. So here this is a fluff question here. Which Avenger would Jen get along with best? Baby Groot would be such a great day. Impossible to film unless we put in my head with a machine gun or something. No, I added the machine gun. This has been done before. There's so many characters. It would be fun to see how Jen and them get along, because she's a bit of an oddball and a little bit of an outsider. I think any pairing would be interesting. She and Deadpool would destroy the fourth wall. They're going to fight over who is the dominant camera. Okay, that's a softballs. Yep. Did Marvel give you any suggestions for the hate comments they get online? The conversation between Jen and Kevin is very much a relationship that I have with real life Kevin, and a lot of that is taken from conversations I've had with him. The scene was so much longer in the scripts. If they had let me, I probably would have written a 10-minute conversation of my Avatar argument with Kevin. This is probably the tightest version of what it could have been. There were a couple of jabs where Kevin was like, okay, this is a little mean now. So that's, I mean, so they're writing the show in relation to hate comment. I mean, everyone loved the Marvel universe. I mean, they could do no wrong for so long. And now I guess they're worried about hate comments and what people say about their movies or entertainment. It's just, it's just entertainment. And why would you try to write a show, overtly dealing with that and taking so many plot points from that, and it really didn't make them look good. Actually, I thought it made them look kind of pitiful in the way they had the KEVIN saying following the algorithm, and then just trying to have the most what they thought was the most successful storyline. So that's really pathetic, I think. Yeah. So that's the next paragraph. How did it feel to accurately predict what the trolls would be saying? Our writer's room opened 3 years ago. The fact that we're able to predict what the reaction was going to be, where a lot of the trolling comments are going to be, really shows how very tired and original these trolls are. That really tickled me, because the little troll that lives inside of me really loves trolling the trolls. So 3 years ago, they were worried about. I mean, I was excited to see a She-Hulk TV show.
Living rent-free in their head.
But, the point is they just showed a lot of idiocy with that comment, because to me, that infers that they intentionally went out of their way to write it to get the reaction of the trolls. So they didn't come up with something original. They just wrote it to piss people off, is basically what they did.
Imagine that. They made a TV show that pissed people off that they don't like.
Yeah.
By the way, just people that dislike something they're doing. How mature is that, Tatiana?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who's the adult?
Hey, pop culture curator. Yep, doing good. Thank you for stopping by. Yep.
I mean, that just sounded stupid right there.
Everything she says sounds stupid.
That's a direct quote. So I'm going to make something just to piss people off, so I can feel.
Right. We spent millions of dollars, even though this is still a cinchy budget, of Disney's money. Hey, Disney, how about that?
Yeah, don't
spend a lot of money. Spend a lot of your money just to piss people off they don't like, and you're okay with that, apparently.
Yeah, and then we got discount Walmart Bull Boy. God, I still can't believe that.
A70s.
70s. What are 70s doing here and not on the show with us? Just
Hey,
Oh, he's got a lot of work to do prepping those Monday videos. So
does he now?
yeah, those awesome videos he's got. Yep. So let's read this next paragraph. How do you decide to introduce Scar? And it's not Scar, it's Scar, right? From the beginning, we talked about if there would be a cameo at the end. In typical Marvel fashion, would we tease a new character at the end? Well, those are always fun when they do that. I mean, my daughter almost jumped out of her seat at the end of Eternals, and with I guess it was Starfire's Harry Styles. I didn't know who Harry Styles was, but she seemed to be excited about it.
Oh God, yeah.
A big cameo would be completely dependent on who is available and who is willing to do it, and you can't really bank on that at the script stage. We talked a lot about what character we could tease. Ultimately, it was the Kevin who decided it should be Scar. His look is all Kevin Feige. Well, that look was pretty bad, Mr. Feige. I gotta say,
You should be ashamed of yourself making your daughter watch Eternals. By the way,
Yeah, she went on her own.
that's child abuse.
No, she's 18. She can do whatever she wants with her money. Oh wait,
I mean-
did I pay for the ticket? No, she
Oh
did
my
go
God,
with
you
me.
made her go to the theater to see it. Oh my God,
went
we
with
called
me,
it
yeah.
child services. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, I had to review it that night with you. Yeah. Harry Piles. Yep. And then she was good in Orphan Black. I only saw a few episodes, but yeah, she was
Take your
good
word
there.
for it.
But I just can't believe they were all worried about these troll. I mean, it's one thing to say, "Hey, we're going to write a storyline making fun of XYZ," but don't have it 3 years ago. I mean, were people not? I mean, who was out there saying that they didn't want a She-Hulk show? I think everyone was saying it wasn't going to be good. I was looking forward to it. I mean, so yeah, it's,
real fans would want something if it's done right. I mean, who doesn't want something to keep their to bring a lot of this stuff to the big screen and stuff? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not as much on the comics, but even something like the Star Wars universe. I mean, there's so much that they could have brought forward and done something big and magical, but they decided to get stupid, make people mad, and come up with trash, and it just, that's the worst part. Is it's like they don't learn from it. They just keep doubling down on it, and until the day people just quit going and doing stuff, which is really not practical. But I think they're going to keep doing it more and more. I mean, as long as they're making money.
look at Game of Thrones, the new show, House of the Dragon, right? I mean, that show ended up in a dumpster fire. We all, 99% of us, couldn't stand the ending of that show, and everyone's like, why do I want to see a House of the Dragon show? And that show has been awesome. Of course, Matt Smith's a fantastic actor. You've got two women, I would argue, they're basically the leads of the show, in addition to the king. I didn't get to see the episode tonight because I was watching my Yankees win. But, that show's been fantastic. I mean, there's been always shows that, and of course, we won't get too much into I've only watched a couple episodes of the new Lord of the Rings show. Everyone's saying it's been really bad. I'm not impressed with the first 2 episodes I watched, but House of the Dragon, tonight, maybe after the show, I should go right to bed, but I might go watch it because I'm really invested in the characters and what's happened, even though I know it's going to end up in the mess that it ends up. But so far, it's been really compelling TV and well done and well-rounded characters. And I guess I like those female characters the way they're written. I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to. I think it's really cool how they can ride dragons and kick ass. I guess I don't know. So it's just really. Sorry about that. Your Mariners are done again. Yep. And all fans want is good stories. Yeah, so let's read this next paragraph here. And the episode set up the superhero treat, which we were just talking about, run by Emil Blonsky, a.k.a. the Abomination, Tim Routh. You introduced several little-known Marvel characters like the vampire Saccharin. Saccharin? Was he meant as a Blade reference? With other obscure comic book characters you wanted to use? Well, yeah, how about Rick Jones showing up? We were working backwards and wanted to make jokes about blood. Originally, explored a weird, monstrous creature. Originally, we wanted to use Varney, who's a vampire character who's more bat-like. So we have a character who isn't completely human and make a lot of jokes about being more animalistic and wanted to drink blood. But that ended up costing more money. I'm paraphrasing here, I'm guessing. That's how I ended up with
Yeah.
Saccharin. There were a lot of characters in the comics that we pulled and thought they were so obscure and deep cuts or just silly characters we thought would be really fun to bring into the story. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's fun to do, have some obscure characters. I think that's fun and a good idea. A lot of them we couldn't do because either there was already planned for them or there was a rights issue with the character. We also tried playing around with them and didn't have anything story-wise. At one point, we came up with some story for Stiltman just because it's such a silly character.
Wow.
But Stiltman is awesome to fight Daredevil. We ended up not really coming up with a good story to use for him because we're not that talented. I added the not that talented part. Come on, you got Stiltman would have been awesome to have her paste pot Pete. But this idea, all right, not a bad idea. I can't criticize that. Just it's the execution we can criticize, or that's my opinion on how you guys think. But yeah, what was Feige's reaction to the finale? Or I should let you answer that since I threw that out there.
What's that?
The obscure use of obscure characters.
Well, I mean, not by these idiots, but in any other circumstance, by someone good. Yeah, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't do it. In the first season of the Daredevil TV show, which was greatness, of course, on Netflix, in Potter's studio there, where he makes Daredevil's uniform and all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's a Stiltman reference, and they got a joke. They have a Stiltman now.
Oh, that's right. They did. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so here's what was Kevin's Feige's reaction to the finale. Cat Choreo. Kevin had a huge hand in that finale in the character of Kevin. Ironically, I was more squeamish about it than they were. I was like, are we going too far? Are we throwing Marvel and fans under the bus by putting down Marvel films? There's such a self-deprecating, irreverent sense about themselves, and we were totally willing to poke fun at themselves. Any criticism you can lob at them, they have thought of. Well, I thought they were making fun of themselves, like, that part I can't argue with there. So, maybe it wasn't that funny. Yeah.
Hey,
Did you have to dig?
Question real quick?
Sure, Diamond. Yep.
Phantom Outsider made a reference to the New Warriors.
Yep.
What is that? Is that thing that some guy Kibble Smith was coming? Okay, Kibble.
Yeah.
Smith, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Save space, and we thought it was a joke when they came out with the characters at first.
Okay, that's the same new. Okay.
You've seen them before, right? Yeah. I won't bother putting them up on the screen, but I ordered the book actually, and they canceled.
You ordered the book?
Oh yeah, I ordered it. Yeah.
Okay. No, good for you, Mark.
Yeah, it was a key issue that went up. I would have sold it. Yeah, we all thought it was like an April Fool's joke.
Oh, I thought you were going to buy it for Clobby for Christmas or something.
Oh, I did buy him a copy too. Yeah.
Of course, I'd read it.
Yeah. Did you have to dig deep for all the Marvel criticism, or just scroll through Twitter? One thing I noticed at the beginning of the series was getting a lot of nasty, mean comments. I recall most people saying they really liked her as an actress and were looking forward to her, and she'd done great on her last show.
She saw 3 nasty comments and decided to blame all fans and trolls, but she was told to, like idiots. That's what happened.
As it's gone forward, that has stopped. I think it's because they now realize when they target us, they're playing directly into our hands. So
God, it's so the other way around. It's not even funny. You idiots.
And we called it, which is pretty gratifying. It's so satisfying. Even negative commentary, always interpret as engagement. If people are that angry, they are paying attention. I look at it as a positive. Now, negative commentary, you shouldn't have any problem with negative commentary. As long as it's not personal. I mean, doesn't get, attack anyone's race, religion, sexual orientation. Making fun of the way, because if they're dimensionally challenged, the way they look, I don't like that stuff. I agree with that. But if you're challenging someone, say, I don't think your story is good, or I didn't enjoy the episode, as a writer, you should answer, well, I'm sorry you didn't like it, and I'll, hopefully this next episode you like better. Please, keep watching. If we sell widgets, say, in our store, if a customer is not happy, you say, here, I'll send you a free one or some free parts to go with it, and let us know what we can do better. Hope to keep you as a customer. Sorry that screwed up, or if sometimes things break, and we'll send them a whole new one and say, hey, I hope this, keeps you as a customer. And a lot of times that buys a lot of brand loyalty, and it costs you some money, but if you have bad word of mouth, it's really bad for your product or your brand, and you want to avoid that at all costs. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, negative. Yeah, it's like when they target us away. If you're targeting someone, if you're saying I don't like you because of who you are or what you are, yeah, all right. Who's going to agree with that except for the wretched people that would go that route? But if someone's saying that they don't like a show or movie, I mean, I have arguments with buddies all the time about certain movies. I kind of like Daredevil, the director's cut, and get made fun of, or our
Yeah, well,
buddy
you
Ash.
deserve it for that.
I deserve it. Yeah, our buddy Ash, who tried to get us to like the Green Lantern movie. I mean, we still love
He
Ash, but
tried.
he tried, and he put his thesis forward. He
Yeah, he
made
did.
some good, valid points, and he
Well,
kind of got us to warm up a little bit to the movie.
well, he loved it
But
when
he
I
didn't give
told him. He loved it when I told him I loved the movie.
Yeah.
Why'd you lie to that boy?
I didn't. I actually liked it, Clobby. I'm sorry.
I'm just teasing. I didn't even know whether you did or not. I was kidding.
I know. It's just like for some weird reason. I mean, I Mark with his going out with everybody for a birthday and all. That's sometimes it just hits you right. So, and maybe it's because I've been starved with. We've talked about this before. I've been so starved for Green Lantern anything. Then
I got you. I understand. I love that great meme.
And it did open on June 17th on my birthday, and my buddies still make fun. And when I try to say, well, the movie wasn't that bad, you got to listen to what Ash said about the movie. They're like, screw you. That movie was so bad. Even the star of the movie went back in time to take himself out so he couldn't make the movie, right?
gosh,
So, I mean, it's a reviled movie at this point. So, there's some stinkers out there, but like J-Man, our buddy, likes Highlander too, but he's never seen the original theatrical cut. As far as to my knowledge, I can't find that theatrical cut anywhere. I've been trying to find it so I can make him watch it. So yeah, and I think, did Max Redstone do this one? I can't remember who. I'm trying to remember who sent this, but thank you I think it was Max that sent it. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but thank you for that meme. But yeah, it's I just don't. I mean, yeah, if people don't like something you do, or like we're putting ourselves out there on YouTube, and 99% of the times we get friendly comments, thank God. And but if someone says something, if someone calls me fat or something, you're an idiot. All right, well, that's not going to bug me as much as saying, well, your show is boring, or you're horrible. I can't believe it would watch you, or something like that would maybe hit a little bit more versus making fun of your looks or appearance, or something. Not that anyone wants to hear that, but but then again, if someone criticizes something, then you're gonna want to say, okay, what can I do better, or what am I doing wrong, or what would you like to what would you like to see, or you just say change the channel. Okay. Oh, Kal says you sent me that meme. Wow, what a memory during Sunday Night Geekery number. I can't remember,
wow.
but I knew. Thank you for sending that, Kal. Yep. So
you mentioned a Highlander movie that does not exist according to 70s. Too right, 70s.
Yes. So, and I've told the story multiple times, but I was driving to get there. It was my missus in the car, my best buddy Rob, and it was raining. We're racing. There's a hill coming down one of the streets. I was driving too fast, and I kind of skidded into like the main road a few feet. And thankfully, I almost there was no car there. I would have said, well, if I got in a car accident, I would have missed the movie. It might have been worth it. But then we get to the movie theater, and my buddy Bill is coming out. He was at like the earlier show. He's like, Mark, don't go see it. And we're there with like another gang of people to see it. Like, we already bought our tickets. Bill, it can't be that bad. He's like, it's the worst pile of steaming shit you've ever seen. You're not going to believe what they did. There's this. They go to a race. There's flying people. They go. It's just totally batshit crazy. They go to this other planet. He's like, just don't waste your money. Refund your tickets. Like, no, Bill, it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. So I go to see it.
Inconceivable.
man, it
I
is
go watch it. We're like,
inconceivably
"Oh,
bad.
God, Bill was right. How could they be when those flying the guys with the goggles, they're on those gliders and they were, what was the name of the planet? The other planet, the
These
Zeiss, Planet
Zeiss,
Zeiss,
was it
Zeiss,
Zeiss?
Zeiss,
Yeah,
Zeiss, yeah,
Jesus
Zeiss.
Christ.
Yeah, we were going crazy. We're like, don't. So for years, it's so funny. Seven, we always say that. Like we'd always say, like there is no Highlander 2. Like it was one of our, inside jokes with our buddies. So yeah. But yeah, it's crazy that they don't mind. You got to deal with the people not liking your stuff. I guess it's just part of being there. So, and I don't condone anyone picking on anyone because who they are or what they are. But everything else should it's fair game in my opinion.
Well, and the thing is, look, no, also, no one's condemning being rude or being unnecessarily unkind to somebody. Generally, if they weren't making these shows attacking anybody and they weren't out there the ones calling everybody names, then nobody would. If we didn't like a show, and we were just able to say, look, we think your show, we don't like what they did with your show, we think it sucks, and they weren't coming with responses like, well, you're an istophobe, and they're calling people horrible, nasty things because they don't like their shows or their movies, then none of this would be happening. So this is on you, Tatiana, not just you, your idiot friend Feige and all the people he hires. You, Dana Schwartz, and all these others are the reason why you get people. And the guys, by the way, they don't even troll you. They just simply tweet out their opinions about your shows and movies and get attacked by your trolls. So this is so much projection. Everything in this idiot article by you intellectual toddlers, you mental midgets. So the word midget, bad, too bad. So you'll probably be offended by that. You are projecting your own crap. The irony is so thick here. It's pathetic. You are absolute mindless twerps. Watch Chato's video. He does it way better than I do.
But yeah, it's just I can't believe they're actually admitting this stuff in this this article. It's
they're admitting that they let trolls get to them so much that they made a whole show about attacking them.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, it's one, and the one thing too. We want to give a dig to people who don't like us, or that I can kind of see, but not to this extent. That's
remember the movie Willow?
Yeah. Ron
Howard.
Ron Howard. Yep.
Put a monster. He named the monster, the two-headed monster in there, the Ebersisk, because he's such a baby that he didn't. He didn't like something the way they reviewed his movies or something. But Siskel and Ebert, it wasn't like today or anything. We liked them, but didn't always agree with them. So, and they thought they thought that would be fine, but they didn't like this movie. Now you could say there was sour grapes, but it is kind of stupid to put them and to name their movie, to put them and name their monster and to take a shot at guys criticizing them. But they said that's fine and good, but we're flattered and all, but the movie still didn't like the movie much. Now a lot of people liked Willow. I didn't really think it was all like great personally, but a lot of people remember it fondly. And then in that stupid, horrible Matthew Broderick 1998 Godzilla movie,
right?
They which is one of the worst movies ever made. They made two characters, the mayor and his aide or whatever, based on Siskel and Ebert. They were based on Siskel and Ebert, though.
Yeah, one of the guys looked like Mayor Ed Koch, I thought.
But they made him look like Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, they made him look okay.
And they just made him real idiots. And even Siskel and Ebert said, that might have been funnier if you had like Godzilla step on us or something.
Yeah, because they have a sense of humor. Yep. Yeah, they were great guys. Yeah, God rest their souls. Yeah, I mean, I didn't always agree with them, but Ebert, I kind of had my taste in movies, not always, but at least you knew he wasn't a media shill, and they weren't getting paid, and they angered enough people. So yeah, like his most famous screw up. He said the soundtrack for The Graduate was horrible. That was when he wanted to retract.
No, Phantom, I don't agree with you. They were projecting. He says they weren't projecting. They flat out said they made a crap show to antagonize fans. Then yes, that's what I'm saying. That means they were projecting. They were like, these people, we're going to project. They're projecting because they think they're the victims here. They think people automatically out of nowhere started insulting them personally, and so they made a show to attack them. When what happened was they made their stuff first, and we, meaning we loosely, our critics, criticized their show, and then this is like a retaliatory strike for the criticism they've been getting of their MCU over the past years. They are projecting because that's what these people always do. They project.
Yeah, it's just surprising to me they actually admit it here. So yeah, here's the next. Let's finish the last two paragraphs here. So, how many of the cameos at the end, like Daredevil, Scar, Hulk, and Abomination, were just for gags, or were intentionally placed for future storylines? Kevin was very specific about Scar, so I'm sure there's some plan for him in the future, but I have no idea what that might be. We all knew that Daredevil had to come back because people love him and their chemistry is so great. Well, yeah, Daredevil. I mean, he's just such a great actor in that role. And of course, that was the best.
He's amazing.
Netflix, Cox is just amazing in that. Yeah.
No, Brian, I'm talking about the horrible 1998 Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick, that stupid iguana movie, not a real Godzilla.
Yeah, the one
movie had problems, but 14 movie had problems. But yeah, what?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was gonna say that's the one with he's wearing the beret in that one. Matthew Broderick is wearing the beret.
I don't know what he's wearing, but the movie's horrible.
Yeah, because
my friends and I, we walked out of that one in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And Godzilla's laying eggs in Madison Square Garden.
That's when we walked out.
Like, come on, you can't ruin the Rangers' home season.
Yeah, Brian, the 2014 one had its faults, but I mean, at least it was Godzilla.
Yep.
The Emmerich trash. Yes, Max. That's one of the worst movies. There's a scene where we were about to walk out, and then we kind of said, let's sit a little bit. People get mad at us for talking about how bad the movie was during it. And then there's a scene where Matthew Broderick and this girl or whatever, they open a door they were in that stadium. And they open a door, and these little baby Godzillas are they're messing around in some popcorn. They look like gremlins, basically.
Yeah.
And a buddy of mine got up and said, F this, strip this garbage, and he walked out. We all walked out behind him, and one of my friends stuck his head back, and then went and goes, like they did the Godzilla thing.
Yeah,
that's too funny.
Oh, the girl was wearing like a beret. Yeah, he was wearing this funny beret hat the whole. And I have French relatives, so no offense to the French, but he was just wearing that hat in the whole movie. Yeah. And there was big hype for this movie. We were looking forward to it. Yeah, it was going to be a big deal. This movie. Yeah, and these movies are always tough to write too. With how do the humans interact with Godzilla? When they're fleas, and of course Godzilla didn't look like Godzilla, which stunk.
I didn't know Godzilla.
I mean, just doesn't look. They try to make him more like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he doesn't have the friendly face of Godzilla. Yeah. So he was wearing that beret the whole movie. Yep.
I guess I forgot all I forgot about that. Did you know? Still in Japan, they started back making some good ones in the 2000s.
Yeah,
they did a crazy one called Godzilla Wars in 2007, where the real Godzilla wiped the floor with that one. He kicked the crap out of it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was swimming up.
And of course, that's G Junior, because at that point, from
Godzilla
2000 on, it was Godzilla's son. We know that in 1996 in Japan they killed Godzilla. Did you know they killed the original Godzilla in the continuity of the movies? And they brought his son Ben. Godzilla versus Destroyer, 1996. He dies.
Okay.
Then they made a movie called Godzilla 2000, and it was his son basically.
Okay.
And he
kind of
is
like
not
Nick
nice.
Fury now.
Yeah. Did you see Godzilla 2000?
I can't. I have all the Godzilla movies, but I can't.
Played in theaters.
I probably saw, but it's been.
A lot of them didn't play in theaters here, but that one did. And I remember we took, my son was a huge Godzilla fan, and we took him, and it was like three of my friends, and we're supposed to be grown-ups. And we're in there laughing at stuff in the movie. And it was like there was these two ladies who brought their kids, and we were worse than the kids, laughing at some stuff in Godzilla 2000. There's a scene in Godzilla 2000. There's this dude, he's sort of like the Nick Fury type, chasing him all around and stuff. And there's a scene where he's standing in this busted up building, at the very end of the movie. Godzilla's just defeated this alien monster that was about to destroy everything. He saved the city, right? Then he comes back, and Godzilla's about to leave. And this guy yells at him, Godzilla! Yells at him. Like, Godzilla comes back, looks at him for a minute,
Thompson.
and then just drops his hand on him and smashes him. Then he walks out like he's going to leave. And everyone's like, wow, Godzilla, yeah, that was pretty rough, but he did save he saved all of Tokyo. And then he turns around and torches everything. It was hilarious. We were laughing like kids.
That's so funny.
There's the Godzilla babies.
That's when we walked out. The Godzilla babies.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They're eating the popcorn here, so you have good memory.
I like the movie till that. Yeah.
There's the popcorn. Eating the popcorn, and that's Madison Square Garden. Actually, they were in. Yep. So that was a bad movie. The missus was with me with that movie. She was mad. Yep.
Actually, it was Godzilla versus Destroyer. Phantom, not to be pedantic, but Destroyer was his name.
Destroyer. Yep. Well, that was autocorrect. Yep.
But he was melting down in that one. Yep. I have my son has all those figures. I got him even the one with the melting down Godzilla where he was going critical.
Okay.
And then he died. It was so sad.
I love Mechagodzilla too myself personally.
Mechagodzilla rules.
It's cool. What was the movie with Ultraman and it with the little kid, and then they had all the monsters fighting, and they had the
Destroy All Monsters or
Destroy? I think Destroy All Monsters.
No, that was Godzilla. That was Inframan. You mean right?
Yeah, but it was
Jaguar.
Yeah, he was in it though. It was, but it was like a
Jaguar.
Yeah, that's yeah. So it was like as a kid in the room. Yeah, and they had all the creatures fight. Yeah, Destroy All Monsters, and it was just the fun. It was like a superhero movie as a kid because the kid had the robot buddy or whatever. Yeah, that was a self-insert.
That's right.
There, yeah.
That was a Jaguar.
Yeah,
you got to run there. What was it? No. Top,
a couple minutes. Yeah, we're not going to go much further than this anyway. I think tonight we have a good run tonight.
Okay,
we'll probably finish this article, and we'll get on out of here. Yeah, or the Blue Oyster Cult version. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Godzilla. Yeah.
Godzilla.
Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. Thank you. Yeah, that's as a kid, I have that one on DVD, but that was one of my favorite ones. Yeah. Because you pretended to be a kid, that was, and there was Baby Godzilla in that one, the real Baby Godzilla. Yeah.
You know what concerns me with this is the note at the bottom. These interviews have been edited and condensed. Could you imagine if the raw quotes, the run-on sentence, and how bad that would have been if they had not edited and shortened it?
Or maybe they said things they didn't want out there, but this is pretty bad, I think. Yeah. So what reverberations will the finale have in the future of the MCU? I like when Kevin says the glitch has been fixed because I don't want every character in the MCU to be able to confront him about their plot lines, especially Mr. Fantastic as he got wiped out, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that it's a one-time thing. We all know that it exists, but we don't think we should revisit it all the time. It's so stupid. I mean, it's like a what if, they had what if comics just, so they could rewrite things and do something for fun, but the characters didn't petition, the creator to change their storyline. So I know I'm just, thank you, Clobberin Times, for finding that article. It was a good thing to talk about, but just, I'm just shocked that they admitted that how much, quote unquote, the trolls, got under their skin. But as someone in Hollywood, you got to be able to deal with legitimate criticism, like we said, not the, hey, say it a million times over, but allegedly the girl Kelly Marie Tran in Force Awakens was knocked off social media, and then I never saw any evidence to show why she got knocked off, and no one should pick on her as a person, for that role. She's just acting how she's told to act and wearing what she's told to wear. If anyone said anything to her, that's despicable, but I really didn't see what that, I never saw the receipts from that one, especially when things are online too. So it's, it's not like it's that tough to get. So
yeah, that seems to be the consistent result of that, is that there was never the evidence on that it happened.
Yeah, because you're the Star Wars expert here, Dad, man. I mean, do you remember when I wasn't really on the of course I was surfing the internet internet, but wasn't watching as much YouTube back then.
Yeah,
A little bit of YouTube, but
I've mostly learned about it since then. Not really at the time because I was all.
I remember it well. Yeah.
And what was your? Did you ever see any evidence of what happened?
No,
to
there
her?
was no evidence. What happened was this was reported, quote unquote, by an unofficial, not a Lucasfilm site, an unofficial site called Star Wars. Something I forgot the name. It something to do called Star Wars, but it was not a Lucasfilm site. They said that they speculated that she had left social media because of harassment, and then idiot Ruins Johnson, big head moron, started spreading it out there and saying that it was true. This was after. This was after, of course, Last Jedi. It was what really was true. What turned out to be true was, yeah, she had some problems, but mostly with the way Disney was treating her. She left social media because it was time to start filming stupid ass Rise of Skywalker trash, and she had to, like a lot of people, when they go filming a movie, they have to go silent from social media.
Yeah,
and that's why she was going silent for social media. Now, but so it was said that she had some people say some racist stuff to her. Well, again, no proof was ever. I mean, not saying it didn't happen. She may have well had it because people on social media get that kind of crap all the time, unfortunately.
And there are some
no proof was
out
ever
there,
produced. But Ruins Johnson doesn't care about that because he's a big head idiot, jerk off scumbag, and he just decided, well, because all those fans were mean to me for making a piece of trash like Last Jedi, I'll just throw them under the bus and say they did it to her, and I don't have to prove it because I'm Ruins Johnson. And I got Lucasfilm backing me up, and Lucasfilm just backed anything he said. So yeah.
And then you get all the actors together to make "I Stand with So and So," and and when did that happen? That happened recently too with another. Did it happen with She-Hulk? Well, it just happened recently again. Where
it happened with Reva, the character from the stupid, horrible Obi-Wan show. I forget the name now.
Yeah.
That was another big example just recently where it was, I forget the
That's
girl
right. Yeah.
Reva.
Thank you. Yeah.
I can't remember her name. Unfortunately, I can't remember the lady's name. She plays that terrible character of Reva. And apparently some people, they claim, she was told up front to get ready to be called all kind of racist things. Get ready to deal with the racists because she happens to be black and you're playing a character on Obi-Wan in Star Wars. And they told her up front that you get to expect it. Which was, of course, was
very
evil way to handle things on their part.
That's sad, yeah. And Dad, man, you didn't watch that series, correct? You didn't want to watch any of that stuff.
Obi-Wan?
No.
Smart
Obi-Wan fish fillet expert. Because he spends a lot of time
listen. I probably said this before, and I don't want to be a dead horse, but I mean, since you've opened the door, it's just the whole. It's bad enough when you have to deal with these idiots having to bring something back like Darth Maul back, some kind of crazy ass way to do it. But this goes to the heart of what Star Wars was in the original movie. Vader and Obi-Wan were never to meet again until the Death Star.
Yeah.
As soon as that came out, and that's the stuff, it killed it. I had no desire, even though they had already killed off Luke Skywalker as a grumpy old uncle, and then deadbeat dad Han Solo. They destroyed all the characters and what they meant from Star Wars. Yep. And then why would I even waste time looking at this? And then you get the rumors that Obi-Wan, the fight that they wanted. I don't want the damn fight. My fight happened on the Death Star.
Wait a minute. Don't you remember that?
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
There you go, Claudia. That's for you.
Hey, man, wait a minute. Don't you remember that bit in Star Wars in 1977 when he says, I sense something, a presence I've not felt since about 3 or 4 years ago when I fought this guy for the third time and only almost dropped the damn mountain on me.
And and the first time he chopped my legs and arm off. Yeah.
Yes, but the guy I fought 3 times, including the 3 years ago when we ran into each other. Yeah.
Oh
boy!
When you do stuff like that, you just
hate that show so much. It's unbelievably horrible.
It just
meeting Leia was horrible. Leia she was horrible in it. Everything about that show is
garbage. The actress the little Leia was cute, and like my niece loved it, but the story was horrible, and
Well,
it's
there was
nothing against the young actress. She's
Yeah, I mean,
doing the
I'm
best
not
she
knocking
can with
her.
it.
I'm talking about the
Yeah,
trash
which I know.
show.
But
And
we got to
Lynch
be.
shouldn't have been in
We
there.
just got to watch, and this is what happens, right? And then they say that you're attacking the actress when you're attacking the writing.
That's these idiots. They
That's
know
the
better.
MO. That's what I was trying to. Yeah,
but
that's
see,
my point.
they could have pulled that one off had they. There was in the lore in an expanded universe, at least one occasion where Obi-Wan had to leave Tatooine to do a mission, but it was very covert, very secret, and it you didn't have, and that was before these Inquisitors came up, and I think that was a Star Wars Rebels thing, or more of the newer stuff that Filoni and them brought out, and but you could have done it in a way that would have been reasonable, but like Hobby, just the way he said it, I haven't felt a presence since 3 years ago, and it's
just 3-4 years ago when we fought again for the second time. Yeah, that's it. It's just so bad.
And the first fight was so terrible too. It wasn't even a good fight too. Even if
fights were terrible, he was. Obi-Wan is really pathetic and all throughout the thing. Horribly. This was close to, but not quite there in Blind, mind you. Granted, fair enough, but it was very close to Last Jedi level degradation of Luke Skywalker. What they did to Obi-Wan. They did it to Han. They have ruined Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Leia, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
that's why everyone loved.
And really Vader too.
Yeah, that's why everyone loved that Luke appearance on Mandalorian. I mean, I was very emotional from it. I remember being in the theater with my dad in 1977. Like, that's the kick-ass Luke that we waited. We thought we were going to get in the Force Awakens, and we didn't get it. It was a terrible movie. And I said it was a terrible movie back then. I wasn't on the interwebs, but I really didn't like that movie. But most people came out of it and said they liked it, kind of like Star Trek 2009, where you were right all along, I guess, but it was just and I wanted to take my dad to see it, but he was sick at the time. And then when they killed off his favorite character, I was like, no, I gotta go see this. It's not a feel good, not the tragedy can't happen, but then his son kills him in the movie, and it was just it was a rehash of Star Wars, the original Star Wars. It was nothing. The best line in the whole movie was Chewie, we're home, and we got that in the trailer.
Yeah,
that was
we're home. We finally found the ship that we parked 30-something years ago, but couldn't find until what's her face found it for us. That I stirred up some crap about that movie. Man, I got people mad at me, and I didn't expect it.
Which movie again?
Force Awakens. When I had the misfortune of going to the theater to see it, that was when most of my show was on Blog Talk Radio, and Facebook was where I did all my connections for it and stuff. And I went in there, and right after the movie, I just posted. One thing you can say about Star Wars: The Force Awakens is it was definitely filmed and shown on movie screens.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because
that's all I said. So people were like, "What is that supposed to mean?" We know it was filmed. Is that supposed to be some smart ass? I said, I'm just saying it was actually filmed and shown on screens. You can't really take that away from it. And people didn't get it. Other people they wrote into it that I was trashing it and picking on it right from the get-go.
Right.
And the religious Star Wars cultist zealots were pissed at me, and then they got pissed at Michael retroblasting. I remember when I walked out of that, after walking out of that theater to see that, came home and talked to Michael and Melinda for like 3 hours. They hadn't seen it yet. They didn't want to go, but their fans, everyone's telling them they have to go.
You didn't go see it with them. You were just talking.
No, they live in Atlanta.
Yeah. No, just wondering.
But we talked about it. They wanted to know everything that happened because people were bugging them about it. They were going to go that Sunday. They didn't want to go the first. And we talked about it. And they were. I mean, it was just people building up to it when they were saying stuff like, "It didn't look like it was going to be good." But if you just dared to say, I don't know, I've read the plot of this, it sounds really stupid, you got in trouble. Well, I'm starting this. You're prejudging. The whole big deal was, you didn't even see it yet. Well, no, I didn't see it, but that plot just sounds really stupid. And in fact, when that plot was, quote unquote, plot was released, I was like, this is a joke. No, they're not really doing this. Then I remember Jar Jar Abrams. Because in 2009 and 2013, both times, before his horrible fake direct garbage, Wikipedia released the quote-unquote synopsis of everything that happened. And I remember when I first read it in 2009, I was like, okay, come on. Now, this is a joke. Someone put it on Wikipedia 2 weeks before it opened up in the United States. because it opened in Australia right that weekend. I talked to a friend in Australia who said, after I saw this thing, I said, "This is a joke, right?" He said, "No, that happens." He went to see the movie. I said, "No, they didn't film that. You're kidding. Come on, man. Everyone's making it up."
Come on,
They
man.
didn't blow
And
up
hail
Vulcan.
to Maddie's daddy. He's made
buddy.
it to the chat. Thank you, Steve. Yep.
Hey, Steve.
Dude, I said to him, I said, "Wait a minute, they didn't blow up Vulcan. Come on." No, they did. I'm telling you, dude, this make. I saw it. I'm telling you, I'm kidding. I know what you mean, but this is true. I said, "You're kidding me? They actually filmed this horrible stuff." Yep.
I like the only thing I liked about it was the opening. I thought that was kind of cool with the scavenger planet, and then it was all downhill from there. The setup was okay, that one scene was okay in the chase, and then it was just down. And then when she's fighting Darth, what's his name, Kyle Ren at the end, I'm like, I can't. Which body part's gonna get cut off here? Because I hate seeing that stuff in the movies, and I was like, it's gonna happen. Like she's got to get wrecked here, and then she's going to train and do the rock. They're going to do the Rocky montage, and it's it's the standard hero's journey. Like, oh my god, he's going to cut off both her legs or something, or maybe cut her in half, and she'll come back as Darth Maul Part 2 just to get Dadman even more angry.
Yeah,
and then she's able to beat Kylo Ren, who had years and years of training, who is actually a Skywalker and who's got the same bloodline, right? Or part that, or that that very powerful bloodline, and she's able to wipe them out with him. It's like, have you ever seen someone who knows karate or knows how to box, against someone who has no training? I guess maybe she had some fighting skills, they were trying to show on the planet, but she wasn't this overwhelming force on the planet. But it was just really disappointing. Yeah, and then they sidelined Finn. I was hoping he would become a Jedi.
She was also flying the Millennium Falcon better than what's his name ever could.
Than Chewie. Yeah.
Then there's a scene where they're all being attacked by the Japanese hentai monster, and it's getting everybody. What does what's her face do? Does she get attacked? No, she just presses a few buttons and saves everybody. Because she's the bestest ever.
Yeah.
God, she's so insufferable.
That was just so bad about it. Yeah, she beat a trained Sith. Yeah, really. Yeah. So, I think this is a really good discussion tonight, and appreciate Dadman and Clobber Times for being here. And I know Dadman's got to get out of here soon, and it's a good point to end it. I think we got our 2 hours in, and
you don't want to go 4.5 again? I'm
willing.
We
will go 4.5. Yeah, we're making up. Yeah, we gave you guys extra last week for free. Just kidding, everyone. Yeah, but that was an epic show last week for Comic-Con. I still haven't done my slideshow, but you can always rewind. But I got to do a put together a slideshow. And I've been doing a lot of shorts.
Look who's here.
Who's here?
Hungry Boy.
Oh, Hungry Boy's here. Hey, Hungry Boy, how's up? Hungry for a naughty Cardassian cheesecake calendar?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to sit you down and have a talk with you, young man, because Cardassian cheesecake, dude. Come on, those. I mean, granted, some hot chicks have put on that hard Cardassian makeup. But those spoonheads, I mean, come on, man. They're reptiles.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, boy?
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, cutie Kardashian. Yeah. Oh, God. But I've been doing a bunch of streams because I started doing shorts. I was doing some shorts. Comic-Con, it's easy. And I had one of the youngins that's a friend's. I'm like, how do I do a YouTube short? Because, as much as I'm a tech person, I'm a Luddite on certain things. And of course, I can figure it out. But I'm like, how do you do this short thing? Anything on the phone, I'm not as good with, too. I'm much more of a computer, hello, computer person.
Hello, computer.
But, so I was, doing some shorts from Comic-Con. And I said, let me put some shorts up just in my, because you get lazy, right? And I'd love doing those, not that long toy reviews, but, a few minutes, 10 minutes, but try to do some graphics. And I put up I said, well, let me put up Dadman that I did Worf. That got like 4,000 views. Then I'm like, let me do the Marvel Legends. I've been working on the long form review of Captain America. That got 400 views. I'm just showing you, not trying to brag, but just how the shorts thing is. They're really pushing everyone towards shorts. And then Dadman got 2,000 views for really emoting. And then I did the Restless Like Spider-Man everyone loves. And I got like 5,000 views for like a 15-second video.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know, they're kind of put, you know, I really appreciate everyone hanging out with us, and I really love doing the show and you know, having this long form talk and hanging out. But you can see where YouTube really wants to push these shorts, short attention span theater. So I put out a Princess Bride Vincini, you know, short with the clip playing. It got 1,500 views.
Yeah.
And I did the same by accident. I did the same one on regular YouTube, and it got 10 views. So just to show where they're, you know, they're really pushing these shorts. But I really appreciate everyone hanging here, and you know, we're gonna keep doing these long shows. I'll keep, you know, I'll of course do my you know, regular tour reviews and enabling stuff. But
You're now Sunday night's only hope. Now that Doomcock's leaving Sunday night.
well, as Che, hey Che, is
Hey,
Marcus, you learn to use the Schwartz. Yeah, I learned to use the Schwartz. Yep. So yeah, it's but it just, yeah, I finally figured out how to do the how to do those shorts. I was like, it can't be that difficult, right? So
merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
right.
Yep.
So well, I've been long-winded enough tonight, but it's my show, so I can, which is
Yeah,
good.
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You are Sunday night's only hope.
Yeah, they want to take over TikTok with their shorts. Yep. So don't ever think it have yeah, cello tape. Yep. So yes, and it's wait a second, I haven't streamed and my clips are on fire for some reason. Oh, well, it's good. I'm glad they're on fire. But yeah, I guess like if I was posting my like Mandalorian was doing a lot of clips and stuff, you should put those on shorts. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess, you know, we're doing this for fun and share stuff with you guys, but and Max is saying 4 more hours. But it's up to them to do shorts. Yeah, but yeah, it's been fun. So yeah, so I did get over 300 subs. So I appreciate that. And
Yeah.
always am happy when everyone, you know, loves to hang out with us on spend your time on Sunday night instead of watching the sports ball or TV or whatever's out there. So it's really appreciated. So we're not going to do a long shout out tonight because I kept admin 16 minutes over. But
Oh, you're fine. No, you
yeah.
do as
Well,
long
we'll
as you
say
need
goodnight
to.
to Maddie's daddy and Killel, Wade, Pleasant Valley, Brian. Let's see who's active in the. I can do this. I can click. Someone told me I can click these 3 dots and see the participants. So we've got Brian Hepburn, Cavatino, Donnie Pearson, Hungry Boy, JD, Kal-El, Maddie's Daddies, Max Redstone, Phantom, Pleasant Valley, Wade, the Stream Elements bot, and 70s Rock Fan are active in the chat. So I think that got that. See, that's what's important, right? You get everyone that's active.
Yeah.
No one else will. The other people aren't here, so they won't know, right? That we missed them. But yeah, what are there on sports? Jeez, yeah. But Clyburn Times, you got your Monday night Mark C. Any subject tomorrow night or?
Few come to mind. I think old buddy Andy Masterson might be joining me. He said
Oh,
he
that's
would.
right.
Yeah, I don't have it locked up for sure, but he said he might. Oh, you know, by the way, did you see that thing that I got tagged in? I want to tell you about before I forget. A buddy of mine picked it up for me. Gary Ambrosia found it at the store. It's like, you know those Marvel Legends, those small Kenner figures that look like
the little dude.
The thing one's out.
Ones.
So, you know, a buddy of mine picked one up for me.
Awesome.
If you look on Twitter, I'm tagged in it by Gary Ambrosia to show it.
Nice.
To show it.
I will check it out.
But I got a buddy of mine picked it up for me. So I forgot. I wanted to tell you that came out. But anyway, no, I got that one tomorrow. And then I don't know. Midnight's Edge. I'm on there on Tuesday and Thursday sometimes.
Yep.
Wednesday night, the wild card, and Thursday night. You're not gonna be able to make it Thursday night, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm going to be an away mission on Thursday night. Yep.
You're an away mission on Thursday night. You are fired. We'll just bring in.
I'm fired. Yep.
We'll have
It
to
might
have
be.
you replaced.
It might be my anniversary. So.
That's no excuse.
So
yeah.
What does that say for Friday night? Late night Fortnite.
That's probably not going to happen either.
Oh man, you need to fire him.
Stuff.
That's fired twice now.
I'll start making plans to cover Friday night.
Yeah, you can do cover Friday night. Yep.
I got you. Okay.
If I sign in, you know, but the things did not go well with the anniversary celebration, and
that's fine. You can play with us. Go find a van out by the river.
Yeah.
Let's roll your windows up.
I'll be in big trouble. Yeah, I even pre-bought flowers this week. They were on sale for $7, but the wife was happy. Well, before our anniversary, my wife was like, "Why'd you buy flowers early?" I'm like, "Because they were on sale for $7 and they look good." Hey, come on! Anytime flowers are always a good call, guys. So
Yes, sir.
flowers always work. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, and Tuesday night we'll be doing They Live on Toxic
I love that
Tuesday
movie.
with Nick's channel. Yep.
I need to watch
So
that.
that's I got to rewatch. I just got the Blu-ray for that one, so I'm gonna
Cool.
rewatch it again. Yep. So,
And you, by the way, you and your enabling, I got that Batman animated series Blu-ray with.
Yep. That was a good enabling job.
That's
For
a good
$25. They had the whole series in 2 movies. Did you get it in the mail yet, or it's
Yeah, I got
not
it.
here yet?
It only took
What
2
movies
days.
come with?
It's Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero.
Yeah. So that's pretty good deal, right? I mean, Mask
Yeah,
of the
but one that's
Phantasm
set
would
for
have been
years Huh? Oh yeah.
I mean, that would cost
It's a great price.
$20 just by itself, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm one that's set for years, but it's just so expensive. And I was like, man, I can't get that. It's been out a while, but yeah.
Yeah, and Blu-ray is nice for the cartoon. The sound is good. Yep. Plus, about you brought the wife. Well, there are going to be more expensive flowers coming later in the week, but yeah, when you've been married that long, you just say things like that as a joke. So, but you're right. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I was laughing at that one too. But that's my sense of humor too. So I cannot lie. I cannot keep a secret. Well, I can if I really have to, but that kind of stuff,
Sure.
So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's get out of here. Oh, Dadman, sorry. What do you got? Everyone sub to Dadman. We got to get him over to 100. So if anyone's not
Yes,
sub to
please sub
Dadman,
to Dadman, everybody.
Well, did a little live thing tonight. Went an hour. Actually, had some people in the chat. We talked a lot of football,
Really?
especially a lot of
Cool.
follow up on Tennessee, Alabama. It was a good recap. Of course, I praised Clobby for winning this week's picks. So go check that out too. And we're kind of busy. May stream or something, some Fortnite a couple nights this week, but it's kind of up in there because we've got so many things moving this week. But this week's football show is scheduled for Friday night at 7. A few weeks ago, I had a Canadian on, and this Friday night, I'm going to have your favorite guy from the UK, Ash Singh, on to talk football.
Nice.
Oh my!
Well, we'll probably
not
talk.
British football.
No, we'll probably talk very little football. I'm sure it'll be a train wreck and off the charts, but that's always good, being able to mess around
I
and have
miss
some fun.
Ash.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
I
miss
tell
Ash,
him
yeah.
that.
Where's
I
that
tell
boy?
him that he's in school now, and he's apparently very, very busy these days.
Yeah. Because does he do any gaming streams lately, or hasn't?
No,
He hasn't been doing anything
he's
as
pretty
channel?
much not done anything like that in several months already.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But I do pass along y'all's best wishes as often as I do see him. So,
Yep.
Yes, sir.
so
All right, and then you're up to 51 subs now, so we need to get you 49
What?
more.
What?
We got 51 subs.
I am? Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You just got 2 new subs. Yep. So that's good. Yep.
Well, and I'm about 43 on Twitch, so it's like it's growing, and that's cool. But the main thing was we're having fun. Next Sunday, I'll do a recap show again, but I've got to confirm with the guests that I've lined up for next Sunday to do what I call a show and tell, where I talk about some things I've accumulated. This is about some rides, the original rides at Universal Studios in Florida. I just need to confirm my guests that they're going to be there before I say too much about it, but it should be next week on Sunday sometime. But just watch Twitter for more information.
Yeah, follow the Dadman on Twitter. Yep.
And I made it easy. Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all
Absolutely.
Dadman Walking 55.
All right.
But thanks, Mark.
Huggy says, I need Mark for my 3 a.m. radio DJ. Sorry, no
Yeah.
3 a.m. tonight, or 3 a.m. our time. But I was staying up late to watch She-Hulk till 3 a.m. No, not. But yeah.
Hey, Mark, can I just follow up with one other thing?
Sure.
A pleasant talking about live talking American, Canadian, UK football. A couple weeks ago, I had Rambling Canuck, a Canadian, on our show. If you go look up that on Twitch or YouTube, we talked a lot about the Canadian football and the differences with American football. So
there you go. So go watch that. Ask and ye shall receive. So
yes,
go watch that stream.
Exactly.
Yep.
But before that, I want to just shout out right now in front of everybody, and I'm going to embarrass you too. you two are some of the greatest guys, and Raquel too, for the support you give in my channel. For not just promoting it, but really stopping what y'all are doing on your own shows and really promoting it. I mean, it's incredible. It is nice, and it's so appreciated how great you've been to me and to our family. And thank you both.
It's easy to do for friends. I appreciate
That's
that.
what friends are for, buddy. Glad to do
Stubborn
it.
times.
Yeah.
Plus, you got to get over the 100, so you're not taking up so much space in my damn character space. There, you got to get that.
Hey, I'm trying. You know. Plus, also, you know what I ended up saying the other night that I don't know that I can take back. If I get, I went big time with that. If I got 100, I said I'd do a 24-hour stream. So,
wow.
So.
Yeah, well, someday. Yep. So, but no, it's more. I'm making a joke, but no, that's much appreciated. And speaking for collaborative times, I'm sure.
Yeah, buddy.
But thank you guys so much.
And here's the show. I think with Canuck, this is the show because Pleasant Valley was asking I think this is the link for the Dad Man show. The one with Canuck. So I'm sure he's good. And if I'm wrong, you just go to Dadman's channel and watch every video anyway. You should be doing that anyway, right? So
yeah, we had a lot of great guests on this year so far, and we still got 6 more weeks to go. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Great.
But thank you again.
All right, well, let's get out of here because Dadman said he had to leave at 12, and I kept him for an extra 25 minutes. Was it worth it for those extra?
Well, y'all made it worth it. It's fine.
But it's not 12 yet.
12. No. Well, here Eastern time, I guess.
Bobby's right. It's not 12.
And just remember, I was 12-0.
You were 12-0, dude. Yeah, I was only 4-2.
Yeah, and make sure you eat more meat during the week. This is my we're getting out of here. We're having so the Vegetable Alliance. Yeah, please eat more meat. I just found that again, but yeah, we better get out of here. But yeah, it's been fun, and thank you everyone for hanging out. And yeah, Max, 4 more hours. Yep. But so catch everyone. I may or may not do a show next weekend because we got stuff going on with the anniversary. But I'll let everyone know, and if not, I'll definitely be back next Monday and Tuesday for Toxic Tuesday. So, but everyone have a great week. Thank you, Clobbering Times. Thank you, Dadman.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great one, everybody.
Yep, and everyone Hulk out, right? Everyone go. Don't tear up your comics with female superheroes. Yep. Take care, everyone. And now if I can find my outro. I gotta boomer it and find my outro here. There we go. Here's the Blues Brothers. Everybody. Take care.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.